brothers, they fell again.
Being in each other's heads, we saw on the Philippines being at a disadvantage, but that one cheesy play got back that momentum. And I have to go back to what Carl TC said. For you to be the best, you have to have fun with what you're doing. And I kind of feel like that play gave them that fun for them to find a way to come back.
And it's 2 versus 1 stone. LaFell Onyx PH found a way to have fun and show us something we've never seen with a hero like this, a combo like this. Plus, possibly, I don't know if you'll agree with me, they got into Onyx ID's heads.
Oh, dude, I agree. It got into my head. Now, I don't want to be using Boxia, man. That's a lot. And the fact that King Kong, one of the kings of the jungle, getting the crucial picks on that Lord. By the way,
thank you so much for subscribing.
Top play of the day, I don't know what's going on.
There's gotta be.
I don't care how good the grand final is, that has to be there.
This deserves to be one of the top plays. Kadia, take notes.
I would argue maybe even the top play. You know what? Forget about Savages, man.
That was all 5 of Onyx PH. This was premeditated.
This is how you show you play together as a team, and you just make it personal on that one guy. And now we are ready here. Congratulations to Onyx Philippines, and now we're throwing it over to the stage where we're going to be having an interview with King Kong.
Yes, indeed, gentlemen. King Kong joins us. Our 3rd place here at Onyx Philippines. Can we get a flex?
Oh, Onyx Philippines legit है sir.
God damn. All right.
Biceps there, the
You got the
biceps.
good vibes. They were going on. Kelra immediately slid onto the stage to really celebrate. Did you take that positive energy into the 3rd place game with you?
Coach Wynot told us that no matter what, we will just enjoy though it's battle for 3rd. We should still do our best.
Yeah, it's a very good way to
Awas
see
air
it.
rasa
So that's a
sararo.
healthy
Yo,
mentality
disco.
going into it, doing your best. We got to a game 5. That's fun. However, both Onyx, Philippines and Indonesia, you guys boot camp together.
Okay,
for a
unsa
couple
man
weeks in
ano na
Indonesia.
sa.
What was that experience like? Did it build any sort of friendly ties between you? How was the practice like?
First of all, of course, it built friendship for Philippines and Indo. I think we had a better practice because we could talk to the Indo players personally.
That's a good way. What do you think you learned from a more gameplay standpoint by practicing with some of the best players out there?
All I can say is we learned a lot from them and they learned a lot from us too.
Very good. A lot to learn from players that are at this level. And now if we're a bit serious about it, obviously 3rd place at MSC, you're looking at even a higher position, but I want to reflect on
Easy win
that
ando sa
journey.
sa
What do you feel you've learned as a player and as a team from this journey this past 2 weeks?
First of all, I still feel happy and I still feel proud for the whole team Onyx Philippines. We learned a lot, we realized a lot. I think we still need to improve much more inside the game. What's important is we enjoyed this journey and we learned a lot from it.
Good.
It was good to have you through it all.
Ramro man.
You had a huge Onyx crowd here, be it PH or Indo, that are also cheering for you. So anything you'd like to say to the Onyx fans that came all the way here to Riyadh to watch you play?
Sa Onyx fans, thank you so much sa inyo lahat. Mahal ko kayo lahat.
Thank you very
It's a
much,
game to
King
over
Kong.
yaar.
Congratulations again on the 3rd place matchup. Incredible performance from Team Onyx Philippines. An extra flex to top it off. This was our 3rd place game. We still have more to go. It's the big one after the break.
Thank you so much, Miloj, and to King Kong. Man, what a series!
I thought you were going to say, what a flex.
And what a flex by Onyx for the world's longest tsunami slam that went from Riyadh back to Manila to ensure that Onyx PH completes the turnaround.
And they took Kyrie.
Yeah, they took Kyrie. Get back to the Philippines.
Excellent. That was really good.
Awesome.
By the way,
one more time.
I'm not King Kong, sorry.
It's fine.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, wow. I never would have thought that that's how it would end. I mean, we posed the possibility of the lineup of Onyx Indonesia. If it goes well, very hard to stop. It's Angela, Baksha, Harith together, which can be very frustrating to go up
Download
against if you're
college,
not ready to handle it and if your damage dealers
Lovely,
aren't
sir.
ready.
Lovely. Thank you, Arais, sir.
Kyrie checks a bush as a Baksha. And you can't blame him, because that's his job. No way in hell would have anyone thought that there would be 5 members of Onyx Philippines ready to go. We're taking you back to the Philippines with us. 5-man teleport tsunami slam. That's it. That was insane.
I just can't
That
even
sounds
picture
it.
like how that actually works physics-wise. Like Kalea lifting up a Baksha and then through a portal. Like I mean, it was brilliant. I don't know if we're gonna get to see something like that again.
Actually, it's super shocking because I saw a lot of
किनके भयो खतरा भयो क्या
when people just trying like on purpose to create this composition.
Yeah.
It's not
यारमा
that
डार्क
easy
सिस्टममै डार्क
as you
सिस्टम छ
think.
यार
And they made it in the match for the 3rd place, for like a decisive map, and they do it. It was like, whoa, what the heck?
अझै टाइमर खलान सर
Yeah, it's the 250,000 tsunami slam plus teleport. You couldn't have written it any other way. Crazy. Crazy is all I could say. And this man was even crazier this entire series, who helped
It's
launch his
awesome.
team to victory. Kelra is our Sony match MVP. Of course, a little bit more muted this time around the Moskov, and a little bit more muted for Onyx PH in the previous game. But Kelra still stands to be one of the main conditions for Onyx victory.
Kelra's always going to be, I feel like, that guy, especially in this lineup for Onyx Philippines. And it was very apparent throughout the entire run for them in MSC. You know, a lot of the teams were trying to figure out, how do we get to Kelra? How do we deal with Kelra? And that's just a resemblance of what we've seen from him in the past year, especially.
त्यो केरलाको गेम
And,
चाहिँ
you know,
राम्रो छ है
even when
केरला
he might not be as loud in terms of the game or, you know, making these plays, the team still plays around him. And again, that's always what enables these gold laners to do that. They have these conditions, they have this environment where they can go ahead and focus on farming up. do what
खाजा
they
खान
need
भयो
to do,
साफजार
But the team allows them to do that from early to mid game, where then Kelra gets to really shine towards the late game of whoever they're playing against.
Actually, Kelra was shining like all the way around, and if we speak also about the semifinals, just like remember the situations when he carried solo versus Team Spain.
ओए लभली ड्यामेज यार
I remember a post that Kelra made on social
That
media.
moment, that tsunami slam.
That's it.
यो
that's it,
कस्तो
that was
भयो
the
हाने त यार
moment. And he got the kill on
यसमा
Kyrie
ट्राई
Irving.
हान्दिरा छैन नि
But yeah,
सर
there was a post that he made online. It was a photo with him with the MSC trophy, and he said, "You already know my name. Let me remind you what it is." Considering that he is a former MSC champion in his own right. But what I like about that last series, it didn't feel like a Kelra show. It felt like an Onyx PH show. We got the show that we asked for.
Yep.
We didn't get the crazy things, we got the crazy moments. That's it for the semifinals.
यता अघि सोलो खेला ऱ्यान्डम परेको थियो यार ब्रोले यार के गरे यार 9 चोटि मर्दिएर यार
A final word from the both of you now.
For me, you know, MSC, like I said, has been phenomenal. EWC is always a really special event now that we've got to do it twice. And it's always great to see how competitive the teams have gotten. I think that's one of the main things is so many other regions, so many other teams are catching up in power levels and everything else. And I think we had, again, the best MSC so far.
I would like to say thanks.
I would
to
like
all
to
the
say
players
thanks
who
to
performed so
everyone.
perfectly, maybe not perfectly sometimes, but well enough to enjoy this atmosphere, to enjoy this performance overall. Thanks for all the viewers, and it was a great honor to be with you here today and with Leo LaFell also. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Just
Fist bump from afar.
Thank you,
The
bro.
story
Thank
of
you, bro.
MLBB esports is a tale that just keeps on going. But now we are about to witness another chapter added to its legacy as the grand finals between Team Liquid,
Team Liquid
Philippines
Philippines
and Selangor Red Giants OG Esports will be underway in just a bit. Redemption is the name of the game for these two teams. A lineup once hailed as world champions, desperately seeking that title yet again to be able to tell the world we are the best. And for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports to be able to tell the world yet again why they became the giants of the game last year. We're going to be going off in a break, but hopefully you join us and tell everyone you know, come on in. The grand finals of MSC 2025.
तर मेबी यो अब इन्डो फिलिपिन उनीकै हो नि त अनि मेबी प्लान पनि हुनसक्छ भरे हुँदैन Ding dang ding dang. क्या एड सेड आउने क्या तू लुट के कैसे थे गाह्रो छ क्या एड मात्र हेरेर बस्ने एक र्याङ्क हान्न भ्याउँछ होला है एक र्याङ्क हान्न सकिन्छ होला है मेरो सहारा ए 2 मिनटको ब्रेक अघि हेर्नु न यार सोलो खेले यार के गरे यार त्यत्रो हान्न खोजिरहेको थिएँ यार गाह्रो
Reach your impossible, Lenovo Legion.
Saudi. उठ्नु भएको होइन छैन त होइन यार सर बोर लाग्यो क्या एमएलले यार टिमले अति गरे यार 150 पुऱ्याउनु छ भने यस्तो तार यार जति राम्रो खेल्ने नि जति पुश गर्दै नि जति क्यारी गर्दै नि म सोलोले 6 किल हाने गई टिमले त्यहाँ 7-8 फिट दिइसक्यो यार टडल गएर चोरेको सब मर्दिरा टडलमा के फाइदा भयो त टडल लिएको
Paranoia always following in stride till the day that I became a spirit guide. My purpose won't be denied. Through the right, my body started to rehash. Now I feel a heat that's forcing me to ash. All this pressure and the energy combined, I'm bound beneath.
150 को अलिकति प्रेसरै छ यार फ्यानी सब त्यही भएर नि हो यार रिटर्न स्टारलाइट मा छ नि हेर्न त हेरेछ नि तर पहिला हेरेको वाला बवाल थियो नि सर मालिसा Abbas एमएस कसको बल कुन वाला बल छ सरहरुलाई बल छ फर्स्ट कागुरा ग्रान्ड ए मलाई नि लियो मोडको चाहिँ बब्बालाई लाग्छ यार त्यो एभेसको वाला स्टार एकचोटि हेर्न पर्ला है One. At last. Masha. Granger. यो युजनको यो वाला मलाई बवाल लाग्छ यार युजनको टीएलपीएस ले जित्छ होला यार स्योरै जित्छ जस्तो लागिरहेछ जित्नै पर्छ यार त्यत्रो खतरा खेल देखाएको छ यार त्यही भने स्टारलाइट छैन गाह्रो छ तर गेम प्ले बब्बालै भएको छ यार तर स्टेजमा चढ्ने खतरै हुन्छ होला है भाइ साइब्स खतरै अलग हुन्छ होला
I think the key of victory today is coaching staff. That's what you can help for the players because players doesn't have the game to review, right? And it's easy for you to catch rest and rover and game vision if you know the habit of the players. And then Brusco really have this habit where he always position in certain ways. So once I inform them to Yums can already know what he need to do next. Yeah. He slowly from this, you guys could they only slowly behind another big. That's how you
तर गेम खतरा भाइ
it definitely feels good to make it to grand final again because we have sacrificed so much, right? Like all these 2 years that we have been practicing non-stop, we have been sacrificing time.
क्या मन छुने कुरा गर्दै यार
Not only the locals that are like sacrificing their own holiday, like Araya, stuff like that. We also have the imports that are like sacrificing their times, right? They've been in Malaysia for so long. They definitely miss their family a lot, but they still give not only their best, they give their all, sacrifice their all for this team, and then making it to the grand final. I feel happy for them. I feel happy for this team, and then I hope that we can make the dream come true again, make another grand final win.
यो सुशान्त सर कोड आइसक्यो सर साफी सर ला
sobrang saya ko na na-clash namin yung key ng Onic ID kasi nung MSC 2023 talagang pinahirapan.
जंगल लभली जान्छ यार
Sobrang sarap sa feeling na makabawi sa kanila. Oh, Boss Chris! Hey, Boss Chris! Hi, Boss Chris! No more curse! No more curse!
अबे no more curse तिरा छ त यार
Coach Arcadia, I remember you left us after losing season 9, but I still love you. Let's fight tomorrow.
मैले चाहिँ MLBB को अफिसियलमा भनेर ला हो र
With the battle for third concluded, Onic Philippines
बिहानै खायो
is able to become the third place team here, making Onic ID the fourth place. And now, the moment everyone has been waiting for, this is going to be
Grand finals.
Grand finals between SRG OG Esports going up against Team Liquid.
Yeah, time out.
We're about to see, can SRG OG defend their title, or can finally Team Liquid secure this MSC title that has been eluding them for the longest time?
सरहरु कहाँ जानु भयो
I
यार
gotta say, this is gonna be an interesting journey for both
हाम्रो यो वाच पार्टी साचौनीमा त आउँदैन त
players,
भ्युज
including the coaches, where
त्यही
this
कत्रो
has
मोड
not
है
been an
हो र यो
easy
यत्रो
year
होला र हैन होला
for anyone. And SRGOG, they're just one step away from putting their legacy here, making history to be the first team to have that back-to-back glory. Welcome to MSC here.
तर हाम्रो चाहिँ कहिले कहिले हुने होला यार वाच पार्टीमा त्यत्रो ड्याम 1 लाख
And Trax, we got a stacked roster here. So first of all, Trax,
मोडलले चाउ खेल्यो भने चाहिँ दिन्छ हो र
how are you feeling for the grand finals, man?
First of all, you're looking incredible. You've been looking
Thank you very
great
much.
this whole MSC.
सुन्दर लड्की
I'm excited. Grand
अम्बो
finals,
क्या हाँसे यार
MSC, you know, TLPH, SRG returning to try to take the championship. What more could we ask for?
Personally, it's been such a ride for the entire MSC, beginning the group stage now, and we finally made it to the grand finals.
कति राम्रो यार कति जनाको आँखा लाग्यो होला यार
This year, but if there's one thing I'm looking forward to see, if whether or not we'll be replicating it compared to last year, is that even when we made it to the grand finals, it was still a maxed out 7-game series.
That is something I might like to balance my expectations. We've seen how Liquid performs, right?
फिलिपिनो हो र यो फिलिपिनो त होइन जस्तो इन्डो होला
I'm just saying, let's not ask for a 7-game series when we don't know if we're going to get a 7-game series.
But as we're on this topic, we got to look at the STC rankings here for the EWC Club Championship, because Team Liquid already won one championship in chess. And here's the thing, SRGOG is not the only organization that is here to make history as first organization back-to-back champions. But Team Liquid, if Team Liquid wins MSC here, they're going to be the first organization in history to win 2 titles in the same week. Never happened before, and they're so close to make it happen today.
And it's so surprising
तर
to see
त्यही हो
the
एचोकेले तानिरहेछ वाइल्डै
just yesterday when we checked it, overall, I believe it was still Team Falcons up top. But with that single win, it's now Team Liquid. And in the previous
टिम
weeks,
लिक्विड त
with
कति
how many
पोइन्टमा हो र यो
Team
अम्बो
Vitality, who's been there too.
I mean, I gotta say, Team Liquid this year has been impressive because not only do they have a chance to make a record of winning 2
कहाँ
titles
माथि
in
यार
the
टिम
same
लिक्विड
week,
त
they already broken a record with the most
पैसा धेरै
amount
दियो
of
होला नि त
points
अनि पैसा
secured
देश त
in
जानै
one
पर्यो
week,
नि
1,950.
आज यता
That's a
जिजी गर्ने
huge
भोलि
amount in
पैसा
just
देश त
one
अनि
week from
अनि
number 7
उता
all
जिजी
the way
गर्दैन
to
अनि
number 1. Team Liquid for this year looks like is the club to watch. And like you said, Leo, when Team Liquid plays, they don't make it look close. SRGOG, your heart is pumping when you watch them play.
SRGOG are facing now possibly their biggest hurdle yet. Because last year, they got the whole, oh, we're undefeated for 120 days. Oh, we're unbeatable in scrims. Everybody was looking up to SRGOG. But now, SRGOG, they even have to remind people that they're champions, that they're the defending MSC. All this while,
सस्तोमै मस्त आयो होला नि त अनि
not just a Liquid Stampede, but a Stompede.
त्यो यस्तो भयो क्या बिटिकेलाई त्यस्तो नगरे भए बिटिकेलाई त्यस्तो नगरे भए चाहिँ बिटिकेलाई यस्तो गरेर नि घाटा भए जस्तो लाग्यो क्या मलाई चाहिँ उनले कति प्लेयरलाई एचओकेमा लगाएछ
Even after going all 5 games against Aurora last year, almost getting knocked out of knockout stage, they were still able to do their thing, and I think, you know, I have my eyes on them for this grand finals.
But now, while we're on the topic, we actually was able to catch the one man that can change Destroyer's mind when it comes
उसले भने त इन्फ्लुएन्सिङको कुरा गरेर छ नि त अब कति जनाले मोबाइल लिन छोडेर एचओकेमा जोइन भएको छ पर्मानेन्टली
And we're now here with 40
Sanford from यो चाहिँ बरु फिलिपिन्स हो नि
Sanford, pulse check. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good and I'm really excited.
एमएलआईडी बेच्ने कुरा गरेर जस्तो लाग्यो उनले
This is the grand finals. You are one step closer to putting your key into the totem. How is everyone doing right now? Are they also as
हामीलाई
confident
स्पोन्सर
as
हाने
you?
भयो यार
Yeah, they can even sleep yesterday because they're really excited to play now and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So they couldn't sleep last night.
Ambo yaar.
It was really hard to sleep last night because they were all really excited coming into this match. Now,
Crore
for you
crore kaman
personally,
bhaya tha yaar.
Sanford, this is yet another MSC
Horror
an
esports le.
opportunity to get that trophy because so far it has eluded you. MSC 2023, you weren't able to take it. MSC 2024, you were also unable to take
Arlot.
it. What is different this
Philippines
time
le
around
jite
for
sir
you?
Philippines.
Well, for me personally,
Cosmic sir welcome.
I already broke the curse, so I'm really happy to break it.
Arlot
And
marat
also,
cha bhane.
we just want to enjoy the series. No
Wait,
pressure.
What curse? What curse?
Semifinals curse. We always, because this is my third time that being in the semifinals. Oh, yesterday being the semifinals. So, yeah, we already broke the
Ambo.
Okay, the semifinals curse. If you could lift that trophy today, what would that victory mean to you?
Well, it would mean a lot
Philip
since
Philip.
this is
अब
the only
final unla
international
final
title
Cosmic
that we
sir.
don't have, like 5 of us.
And
So,
here he is gonna go to the
we really
final.
wanted to get this
The
win for
Koro.
also like putting GOAT name
Oh,
in
that got it.
Pardeesi's name.
Gold into
Oh,
Pardeesi's
tax
name. It's
काट्न
gonna be
पर्यो
gold in
नि
your name
सर
as
के
well, you
गर्ने
know,
यस्तै त
Sanford.
हो नेपालै
so,
त
Okay, so Arcadia wants to find revenge against SRG.
तर
What do you think is
प्लेयरहरूलाई
the
लाखै आउने
key
हो
takeaway
हुन
that
त
you
करो
guys
आउँदैन
have over
प्लेयरहरूलाई
SRG today?
त्यसमा पनि
I
अझ
think
कति
it's all about
होरो
the luck,
स्पोर्ट्स चाहिँ
and
जान्छ नि सर
also
खासमा
like I also need to win my matchup against Cram because in this kind of meta,
होरो
XP
स्पोर्ट्सलाई
matchup
सुविधा
is
दिनै
the
पर्यो
really important
प्लेयरहरूलाई
Okay, speaking of Cram in the EXP lane, you're going head to head. People are calling you the Apex Predator.
हो
and
भने
it's
आर्लोड
not
कस्तो
for
छिरे है
zero
आम्बो
reason. People are thinking that you are the #1 EXP laner right now. So, what message do you have over Cram?
नम्बर
And
1
do you
एक्सपी
also
लेनर रे यार
agree that you're better in the EXP lane than Cram?
Well, let's see later, but I don't wanna hit things up. So yeah, may the best team wins. And
हो यो मान्छे
Alright,
सही
good luck
लाग्यो
for the
यार
grand finals 40. We're throwing it back
यो
to the
मान्छे
studio.
सही लाग्यो यो मान्छे सही लाग्यो यसरी भन्नुपर्छ क्या नो हेट्रेड नो
Thank
हेट्रेड
you very much, Eterna, as well as Sanford. And now, after that interview, this is the MSC 2025 final boss. Because all throughout their journey,
बबाल होने वाला छ
they
जस्तो यार
only lost 2 games, no series drop, and both only to Onyx Indonesia. Now, I gotta ask you, Brigida, now that they have broken the curse, they got all the way to the grand finals.
यिनीहरूको लागि कर्स भने सेमी फाइनल ब्रेक गरेर माथि चढ्ने रहेछ यार हैन
Like mentally, how do they feel going into this grand finals?
I think
ल जाऊ जाऊ कडा हो जाऊ 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 आम्बो ल्यान्ड क्रुजर
feel
टोयोटाको
absolutely
ल्यान्ड
no
क्रुजर
pressure at all heading into the grand finals. And
कहाँमा
I think
गाडीमा
a huge
नगई
part of
हिँडेर
that
गएर
is
यार
the way that, especially in this year's MSC, I feel like they don't consider anyone to be particularly their quote-unquote rivals, because in the previous times that they again failed, especially in the semi-finals last year, it was up against their rivals
त्यही
in
भने
the
है अब
Titans
त
of MLBB. So
सक्दैन नि होरो स्पोर्ट्सलाई पैसा दरो कमाए यार होरो दाइले वाल कमाए यार होरो दाइले वाल कमाए
performing phenomenally in the previous games that they played so far, although you could say they played the least games, or one of the teams who played the least games here in MSC.
अम्बो
They just
के हो
seem to
यस्तो
be so much confident prior to this grand final.
Isn't that the way to take down the Giants? You know, strip away the fact that they're the defending champions, strip away the fact that they've owned MPL MY for the better part of the past year and a half, and look at them as just, well, it's hard. Again, they have names, they have faces, they have stories, they're very talented, but what Liquid is doing is saying, you know what, you're just standing
होरो दाइले
on the
वाल
MSC
कमाएन
title, but
कस्तो
I'll
मोटो
say
यार
this is GOG.
Yep, now we're looking at Cram, Sky, Stormy,
Yums.
Humes, and Innocent. I want to talk about my boy Stormy, but since Sanford did say the EXP matchup is so important, I gotta ask you, Trex, looking at Cram's performance, do you feel like he has a chance going up against Sanford, where again he makes the Arla look so good?
Normally, I would say no one has a chance.
Kid,
against
kid,
what he
yeah.
did, but Cram, watching him play the CC the other day, watching the way he's able to move with his team, I think Cram is definitely going to be able to match up against Sanford in that lane, and Cram could definitely be a problem.
You know what I'm afraid of? Cram's Ruby. I'm
Yeah.
RC and Coach Tek have taken notes saying, that one right there, that might be a no-no.
Cram's Ruby, one out of the numerous
Sanford, Kaltiji, Sanji, Chepe. Oh hey. Let's go. हामी चाहिँ म चाहिँ यहाँ टिम लिक्विडकोमा है म चाहिँ टिम लिक्विड
would also be definitely be able to deliver, and that's something we would
बेस अफ कति हो यो 7 होला है
because Sanford, he does have a lot of heroes to his name, but so far he's played 5.
Yep. Sanford, Carl TZ, Sanji, JP, as well as OHEB. These are the players representing Team Liquid. I want to talk about the opposite lane here. OHEB, so far in this MSC, I would say he's been playing an amazing game with many different heroes. Trex, OHEB looks very unstoppable, but going up against Innocent, that's going to be a very tough matchup for both.
What's interesting about this matchup is both are aggressive gold laners. They're willing to get in the middle of the fights. They're willing to use those flicker forwards instead of flicker backwards. And it's going to be interesting, not as much in the laning phase, but I think in terms of the big 5v5.
जहाँसम्म मलाई फिल भयो उसको एरा चाहिँ सक्यो यार.
I mean, these are two clutch gold laners. Like, their playstyle is very clutch, they're very last minute, and they literally do those singular plays which change the entire flow of the team fights and the game. So I think that's what we're gonna expect from
ओनिकको एरा गयो जस्तो लाग्यो यार मलाई त. त्यस्तै भाइब छ मलाई त ओनिकको एरा गइसक्यो हैन.
While we're talking about this, we actually were able to talk to the
Yo, Alan sir.
So again, Innocent, are you ready for these grand finals?
We are now backstage catching up with the half man, half beast, Innocent. Innocent, welcome.
के हो हाफ म्यान हाफ बिस्ट भने के भने भर्खर?
Feeling right now?
Good.
Feeling good. What about confidence level?
Just normal.
Just normal? Not nervous, not confident too, just normal?
Just at the middle.
Just in the middle. Okay, you guys ate together today?
Just in the middle ba भने?
Breakfast and lunch.
Okay, so it's a good thing. They had breakfast and they also had lunch together. Now, a very similar story once again from last year. A lot of people were doubting SRG, and now you're finally here in the grand finals. What does this mean for you personally?
It can really boost our confidence because last year we didn't face any page.
तर यिनीलाई इंग्लिश बोल्न चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रै हुन्छ होला है.
You know, they're always talking about like you guys are just lucky because
अस्ति ल्याग भनेको थियो यार. इजी सर्भर भनेर भन्ना थियो यार. इजी सर्भरले धुस्तो गान हान्दियो यार.
Technically that's true, right? You've beaten Onyx PH before, which you've never been able to do before, and now you're one step closer to taking down TLPH. How does this make you feel?
I think this is the more into like fun match for us because we're friends with TLPH. That's why it's more into chill side and just competitive.
Okay, I mean Cypher does something very similar as well. Very competitive, but it's also very chill because you guys are friends. Speaking of them being your friends, they're still considered the final boss here at MSC.
Team spirit.
So what do you think makes them so strong?
For me, it's about their macro and the way they play and communicate with each other. And because
okay, sir, okay.
Jungler, right? That's why their macro is really good and they know on how they will capitalize it.
But you have the secret to take them down today?
Yes.
Yes, okay, we're gonna see it today as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, for sure. I'm pretty sure Arcadia also has something in mind here.
यावी हो यार चाउ गर्दा यार मलाई पनि त्यही लाग्छ यार यावी लाग्छ यार.
Is this something that you share as well personally?
Oh, because we lost against them at Snapdragon.
Snapdragon Pro Series ma.
Yeah, same with the.
Okay, so also a revenge story here. But in the lane, in the grand finals, in your matchup, you are going head-to-head against OHEB. Are you nervous about that matchup? Are you confident against that matchup?
For me, it's normal because if you want to win the championship, you need to fight like the strongest one. So there's no choice, just enjoy the
take
game.
mindset.
I love this mentality.
Yo, Sushima, what's up?
LPH. Message for OHEB in the lane.
Good luck and have fun.
Good luck and have fun. All right, once again, thank you. Good luck, and we're going to throw it over back to the studio.
If you want to become champion, you have to go up against the best. Now, panel, I know we always hear good luck, have fun, but I kind of feel like after Carl TZ felt disrespected by Kyrie, I feel like no one really dares to say much.
Carl TZ le ta yaar costa disrespect hande Kyrie lai.
In our third place match, so while we still have time, I just want to get a base idea coming in from you guys. Like, what do you guys think is going to happen in this best of 7 series? How many games? Who's going to win? The floor is yours. What do you guys think?
Yes, for quite a bit.
Savage are just
okay.
Uttaler pasadi dina parcha sabलाई.
At most 5 games. At most.
Wow. Okay.
And I think I can only
Carl TZ ko lance ta oh my god yaar ke ho yaar.
Liquid Philippines. I think they're going to go for a plan A and B type of situation where they know a plan of attack and then they'll only revert to B if that doesn't work, and they'll go from there.
Okay. I did bring up the entire idea about 7
Yes,
games,
yes,
but
what's up, sir?
personally,
Yes.
I do feel also that we could just go 6. So I
Braxy.
4-2 in favor of
The
Team
Chawal
Liquid.
bana.
I mean, I'm a Liquid girly,
The
so
top contenders in
Liquid girly. It's a thing. Yeah, sure. Move like water. Okay, go ahead.
I'm a Liquid boy.
ओनिक इन्डोमा चाहिँ काइरी छ हैन अनि ओनिक फिलिपिन्समा चाहिँ किङ कङ केरला सान्ज यिनीहरू अनि अरू टिम अहिले यो लिक्विडमा चाहिँ सान्सफोर्ड हैन स्यानफोर्ड कार्लडिजी यिनीहरू छ
I mean, like for me, I gotta trust my boys, you know, Slangore Giants, OG, Esport. Win or lose, I'm very proud that they made it all the way here.
Sekyo वाच पार्टी सर वाच पार्टी मगुरुङ सर स्वागत छ
We gotta look at both styles because they play roughly the same way, which is basically guns blazing at the first 10
खतरा हुन्छ होला यार
which is very different that we saw Team Liquid going up against
That's
Sonic
a top
ID. So
team.
are we expecting a very fast series? Like it could
अहिले त त्यो भइराछ के रे यो टिम लिक्विड भर्सेस एसआरजी हुँदैछ
If there is something I can say about SRG OG is
पबजी नहान्ने
they're second to none. If this goes past the 19-minute mark, 20
सर त्यो सर्भर त ठीक भएको छ नि थाहा भयो
and that's one of their main weaknesses. So if somehow SRG OG can put us into that
त्यो नेपालीहरु झाड भरेर त्यत्रो क्यारी हानेर नि हारे
2, 3, maybe even go all the way against Liquid.
नेपालीहरु झाड परेर हारे ल मगरुङ सर यहाँ मन पर्छ यहाँ इन्डो
tend to struggle when it comes to closing out the game, and that would be so frustrating for them if they're not able to manage that up against a team like
server ko ping आइ भएको सर
I don't know, I think it's hard to predict exactly, length, everything like that. I think SRG does have the ability to go to the distance. I think TLPH has some control factors, but right now in the current meta, we've seen
खतरा भइराछ यार जस यो म्याच चाहिँ इगरली
we've seen
waiting
both of these teams go the distance against their opponents. I'm hoping we get some long games. I'm hoping we get some fast games. I think it's going to be a great grand finals either way.
Well, thank you.
म पनि त्यही भएर
And Liquid Girly, shout out to all of them. Looks like this is a very Liquid favored panel. But now, this is something
Anma-chan.
for the start of MSC here at the Esports World Cup. We have our grand finalists. And now between both teams, $500,000 US is going to be the difference between champion and runner-up. It's time to make history for both teams, Team Liquid as well as SRG OG. We'll see which one will make it. It's time to encounter the unknown.
त्यो तर खै त्यो स्क्रिप्टेड जस्तो लाग्यो यार सर किनभने त्यो सिरियसै थिएन यार सर त्यहाँनिर क्या दामी भएको थियो कि होइन के भएको थियो थाहा छ त्यो हामीले हान्छ नि त लुईको उचालेर हान्नेवाला त्यो केराले उचालेर लुईमा अल्टमा लगेर उता लग्ने छ नि गायब पार्नेवाला त्यही केराले क्या सर केरा भन्ने हिरो छ नि किलिया त्यसले उचालेर लुईको अल्टमा लगेर लुईको अल्ट पछाडि हानिदिन्छ नि टरेनतिर त्यही काइरीलाई त्यही हानिदिएर भने हो यार मा यस्तो झाडहरू पर्छ कि मा है अनि मैले के भन्न लाग्थे यार म तिम्रो सब्स्क्राइबर हो भन्दियो ल अनि के भन्ने भन्नै मन लागेन लाइभ छैन ल्यापेक्स ब्रो म तिम्रो सब्स्क्राइबर यार भनेर भन्यो अनि के गाली गर्ने सक्यो त्यसपछि बरु हारे नै ठिक ओभरअलले हान्नै पर्यो नि फाइनल डिसाइड हुन बाँकी छ कि फाइनल्स डिसाइड हुन बाँकी छ फाइनल चाहिँ यहाँ बाँकी छ
face them in the grand final.
Kina, sir?
So SRG OG, my message is, since you guys have won, please give it to us and may the best team wins.
तर यार एसआरजी लाई त त्यो भनेको थिएन अस्तिको टुर्नामेन्टमा के रे इजी सर्भर त्यो मोबाजेनले इजी सर्भर भनेको थिएन मोबाजेनले इजी सर्भर भनेको थिएन यहाँ मगुरुङ सर नि आउनु भएको छ हो मगुरुङ सर यहाँ यस्तो डेभलपर मान्छे अनि मगुरुङ सरले अघि त्यहाँ गुलो त बवाल चलाए नि यार ओनिक भर्सेस ओनिक चाहिन्छ भन्दै थियो थर्ड प्लेसको लागि त्यही भने है ओनिक भर्सेस ओनिक म पनि ओनिक भर्सेस ओनिक चाहिँ हेर्न मन थियो तर सिरियस वाला यो कस्तो सिरियसै नभए जस्तो भइरहेको थियो के हो हान्डमा सर ड्रम बजार गएर क्या हो लाग्यो यार सर मलाई त हानमा सर त यहाँ ड्रम बजाइरहेछ त यार हानमा सर त यहाँ ड्रम बजाइरहेछ त सर मेरो त 2 गेमै त्यस्तै के अब म के भन्ने यार भन्नु न सर यार म गाली पनि कसरी गाली गरौँ बल्ल चाहिँ अब चाहिँ भाइ छ है सरहरू आएपछि अघिदेखि झाउ पारामा हेरे जस्तो भइरहेको थियो आयो है सुन्दरी आयो सुन्दरी सुन्दर सुन्दर सुन्दरी अरे सिरत्न पार्क आयो 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 हो ल फाइनल सुरु हुन लागिसकेको छ खतरा पारामा एकदम चकी च्वाक पारामा हान्मासलाई कसरी थाहा भयो एक्सपिरियन्स के हो टन्नै म जस्तै कि तपाईँ नै आउनुहुन्थ्यो हान्मा सरले त्यहाँ कोठामा बसेर कर राख्ने होला अनि त्यहाँ हान्मा सरको मम्मीले भन्ने होला क्या म्याम प्याकेजमा यो बदम बेच्ने कहाँबाट घरमा पुग्यो भनेर त्यही यसरी पो हो नि होइन सर भाइब छ आउने भने हाम्रो नेपालमा हेर्नु न त्यहाँ सर हामी पनि एक दिन यस्तो टुर्नामेन्ट होस्ट हुन पाओस् यार अडियन्स यसरी वाइल्ड चिचाउने टुर्नामेन्ट
They've tried, they're always so close, yet so far. And now, at MSC 25, and after dominating in both groups and knockouts, they're closer than ever to completing that trophy cabinet. Can they deny the Malaysian Giants their back-to-back glory? They will have to become the undisputed champions of MLBB. And of course, our second grand finalist, the defending champions of MSC. Let us call on up Slango Red Giants OG Sports. In the XP, we have Ram. In the jungle, Skies. In the mid, Stormy. For Rome, Hughes. And in the gold, Innocent. Despite a shaky performance to start their title defense bid, SRG was able to channel back their championship form showcased from their success last year. They survived the wild card champions of Duchess Pro, CFU and RRQ's of Vengeance, and yesterday they have brought the to their feet. And now the Malaysian representative
matchup, it is looking to cement
त्यही भने यार फ्यानी सर यार के भने यार हालमा सरले
being the first ever back-to-back champions.
Malaysia, Philippines in an MSC Grand Final. It cannot get any better than that. Please, gentlemen, SRG, please, Team Liquid, place your keys. It's the last time you get to do this here on stage. Take your seats, and I can't believe it. We made it. A best of 7. No second chances for Guts.
खै यसो हेर्दा त $1 million होला प्राइस पुल $1 million होला
Best of 7. Only one will be the champion today. And I'm pretty sure the audience from all around the globe.
सरहरु बोलेको सुन्नु त्यहाँ मगुरुङ सरले बोल्दै हुनुहुन्छ रे यार कति बोल्नु भएको रे यार सरहरु आवाजै आएन मगुरुङ सरको
Thank you very much, and yes, it's wild and hot all over here. The final match of MSC and Esports World Cup 25. And again, both teams have a lot on their shoulders.
Okay, म बोल क्रिएट गर्दै त
This is not foreign land for them. They've been on the grand final slot plenty of time.
About the grand finals. Folks, you can correct me in the chat, alright? Go into my socials if I'm wrong. Parthizi has 100% win rate.
हैन म यता त्यो पोल क्रिएट गर्नु नि पोल क्रिएट गरेर आ के
Yep, and for the folks at home, make sure you guys redeem the code here. It is case sensitive, but hey, if you want to be safe, just scan the QR code to redeem the prize for yourself. Now, your thoughts here, Brigitte.
He did say 100% win rate in the grand finals.
I remember one battle where he lost.
I mean, that's still very high, but for SRGOG, they also have a very high win rate whenever they're here in Riyadh.
खै सर भन्नु त
Actually. Who?
सर भन्नु त रिडम कोड 1800 सर सुनेन यार $18P00 PS यो थिची राख्न पर्ने रहेछ क्या सर एकछिन ल
We'll be avenging on the Philippines and claiming the only title we don't have. But if we lose, that's just the nature of football. Spoken like a real champ.
Definitely spoken like a champ. This is a lineup for me, especially bringing Oheb into it. I do agree that TLPH just feels like a different beast right now.
गाह्रो छ नि सर
Feels synced up for them for this grand finals.
And this is the same vibe they were giving off.
सर मेरो तर्फबाट गिफ्ट भने मै पहिला गिफ्ट उठाउन गइरानी छिमाबे एक्सपायर्ड ल सर यो चाँडै एक्सपायर हुन्छ नि सर
I feel like this is why both teams can be very friendly with each other, because as much as a lot of stakes are here, even in the videos that we saw, they still joke around backstage. They understand as much as you need to be intense, you need to be calm too here, Brigitte.
Yeah, and that was something too that's a result of them eventually or throughout finding each other in such huge stages. This isn't the first time that they're gonna meet each other in such a big stage, international stage. And times that they did, one might even say that they don't look like the best of friends because there have been some heated face-offs too, but now it's completely different. For sure, they have such a great idea as to how the other.
And master cable manage गर्न जान्छ त्यहाँ गएर
We're jumping straight into draft here. SRG OG, their first pick. Team Liquid is on the second pick.
अहिलेको लागि हानमा सरलाई कामै त्यही हो के त्यहाँ गएर केबल म्यानेज गर्न जाने तारहरु
If we know Team Liquid, they won't change their band that much.
Again, this is the plan A. If that's not working, plan B type of approach. I think the cavalry will
फ्यानी सरको के ठुलो छ
SRG OG approach this. Looking at
ए
the
बिजनेस त ठुलै हो नि यार
you shared with me yesterday is happening here. SRG OG may have won the flip and have chosen to go blue, and this spells quite a good ramp up into the series for the defending champions.
Everyone has their own superstitions, and SRG OG really like.
फ्यानी सरको बिजनेस टर्नै आयो होला है
So now, we get a look at
One get diamond
as well as Lancelot band. Does this look like just going for this comforts of Team?
त्यही फ्यानी सर यार कति फ्यानी सरको त बिजनेस बल भइराछ होला यार हाम्रो फ्यानी सरको बिजनेस कसैले चिन्नु भएको छैन यहाँ कोही आफ्नो गर्लफ्रेन्डहरुलाई हैन आफ्नो दिदीहरुलाई बहिनीहरुलाई वन पिस लुगाहरु दिने छ भए एकचोटी हाम्रो फ्यानी सरलाई कन्ट्याक्ट गर्नु होला है गर्लफ्रेन्डहरुलाई मात्र दिन्छ भन्ने छैन नि अब सबैजना अब सिंगल भएर ब्रेकअप भएर पीडित भएर नि हुन सक्छ म बरु मेरो बहिनीको लागि दिदीको लागि के गर्छु भन्नेहरु हुन्छ नि त
Point out this Granger blue side ban. Interesting. It is, right? It's a great swing back because red side has been very common to pick up things like the Kalea Granger, Phobius Granger, something Granger. The only worry that this is innocent, two of his major picks have been Moskov, Granger. And if the Moskov gets snatched up on that first snapback from red side, he starts to, it could be their pick on themselves. But again, I'm wondering how big brain is this? They do take the CC, which overall has
म शुद्ध सिंगल फ्रम बर्थ अन्य ल यति शुद्ध मान्छेहरु हुनुहुन्छ नि
Immediately answered by the Jushin as well as the Fredrin. How do you feel about this deal?
I feel great, given that TLPH are going down a very familiar route. And they're ready to face off against the CC. They know how dangerous this weapon is in the XP lane, so they stick to what they know. Zushin, Fredrin, now SRG pick up the Farsa, a lethal weapon in the hands of Stormy.
लामो छ भन्ने
This is how they answered yesterday's Fredrin 2 and a tie in the hands of Sakais.
Let's talk about how fast the drafts is going, but we gotta mention Yuns has played a total of 37 unique
ओ लपु आयो यार लपुमा
players in MSC history, again in history. But yeah, Brigida looking at the three picks coming in for both teams. This is very fast. They figured out this.
हाम्रो सरहरुसँग त कलमा बस्न म झाले लाउनु पर्छ यसरी एकछिन म झाले लाउँछु छिमेकी तर्सेला
Yep, I feel like a lot of, or especially after what happened yesterday, teams have put a bit more respect on the Akai, and we've seen how capable it is of going head or toe-to-toe against the Fredrin, especially in objectives. And even despite the early CC pickup, which could already be a massive threat to TLPH, I also like how they decided to respond with a Lapu Lapu, because this is one of the best picks you could go up against the CC with in terms of damage.
I mean, Fredrin has been Carl Tizzi's most picked hero so far in the knockout stages. He's done well with it. I do think the CC plays well against it, and I think SRG more to SRG's pace a little bit. Towards TLPH, it's more of comfortability. You get Sanford on the Lapu, you have Carl Tizzi on the Fredrin. Overall, though, I think in terms of counterplay, SRG is coming out on
मेरो
top.
फ्यानी सर आइडलले त्यहाँ हनुमा सरको भाला काटेर त्यहाँ कुकुरलाई खुवाइदिन्छ नि
A safe gold laner is still out there, given this is the combo SRG did.
ए हैन अब यस्तो नबनौँ किनभने हामी वाचबाटीमा छौँ बिर्सिरा यार फार्सा बाई रङ टिम वाइ हजुर
The Gato there seems to be so much pressure in terms of Yums and the heroes that he's been playing so far. They've taken up majority of the heroes that he's already picked.
Yeah, ban the Gatot here, because that's what Liquid wants to do. Liquid also drafted a very similar lineup with a Gatot.
खतरा बारामा पिक भइराको छु यहाँ पिक भइराको छ पिक भइराछ
Does TLPH pick that up to steal it from Innocent immediately? Does SRG ban it here? It's kind of, and I think that's what's taking them so long for this fifth ban.
I mean, it looks like the super strat is just to go for that Bruno and just play very
त्यहाँ हैन उ त्यो
Still, Iritel is out there. Beatrix, Claude, yeah. Claude has suddenly become a breakout gold laner in the span of 48 hours.
And they banned the Matilda again. I feel like even in the previous series, this has been a trend. Teams just ban the Matilda entirely because again it amplifies the entire idea of a utility jungler. But do they go for gold? As mentioned, the Moskov is still open or the Bruno. Or they can leave it for later and instead
watch party Anna, watch party.
Got thought, and that's in. So
this is what they want.
Watch party Anna way ma.
And they get some counterplay in the goal lane.
La, I the watch party Anna. Herna la.
Some counterplay out there.
Sau.
Couple options, and they get to see as well.
Moz gares, Sau moz gares.
They can also pick a gold laner to come.
La, rahe, Saudi.
To point out as well as the Harvest Watch Ranger, very lane heavy, very bursty hero. So it looks like they are looking for a comfortable lead for Innocent here.
Yeah, and Liquid are comfortable with playing with the lineup that has no burst. So SRG have to account for that. What are they going to put in the hands of the half-man, half-beast, the Innocent beast? They get the Bruno once again. All right, we saw that coming, but there's no charge. What does Humes play? Do they switch up? No, they don't. It's the Grok. We haven't seen Grok.
Sir, Bruno Fernandes hai, Bruno.
37 for Humes.
There it is.
Let's also point out that when SRG takes a new unique hero pick, a lot of the times they win. We saw it, I mean, a lot of times they're able to
Granger ki iri.
Random picks coming in. I like it here. I like it a lot. I think SRG looks very clean in their draft.
Yeah, I was considering the Claude before the season since it's also on top.
Yes, Rupesan, welcome.
Answers that so well too.
Oi, musu हाँसिरहेछ त यार.
You could just be cancelled by the knockup.
पाउनु भयो डायमन्ड lovely sir.
Team Liquid Philippines might revert back to the
having an extra
ओहेबले क्लाउड मात्रै खेलिरहेछ यार.
tremendously. Track's final thoughts before we turn over to the casters.
When TLPH played the Claude yesterday, that was the one game that they lost. Everything around that as well. Difficulties is going to have to be careful in neutral defense pits. The whole draft is built around that.
What about you, Leo? Any final thoughts?
ओए त्यो रिडिम कोड हाल्न ओए 13 महिना आउँछ कि एक्सपायर भइसक्छ माथि रिडिम कोड आको थियो मैले गर्न त गरेको थिएँ यो सरहरुले मेरो बिल्ला हाने गरेर मैले ब्याक गर्देको क्यामेराम्यान फोकस गरो अन द गेम ल सुरु भयो
excited for this game because it's our time. It's getting a miracle here at the desk to keep you guys entertained for our very first match here in the grand finals. Man, it is such a high
म त टिएलपीएच हो है म त के रे म गद्दारी गर्दिन
champions of MSC, those who lifted the trophy that you see on stage just last year up against a team who's been waiting all these years to compete, to contend, and to find redemption for themselves. Now, straight into the game, we're already seeing that the compositions are starting to come online, right?
Lovely.
So that this mid-trio is held within their grasp. And it's important, so important for both of these teams to maintain this momentum, to kick things off, to start off with a fresh impression in game number one. SRG, we've been talking about mid-trio group stages.
त्यही भने 1v1 छोड्दिन पर्ने हो के म हाम्रो त उतानो बारेर हान्न आउँछ यार
And that's what the Grok does. We haven't seen this pick in a while, but it's so good at clearing waves. And
अनि कस्तो दामी पोक हाने त
always just shoved into their own turret.
ओए म त्यसलाई त के भित्तामा राखेर बोक्या छ यार
Want to make this mid lane for team fight to be obsolete. But we're actually talking about this in the back, right? It's not just about them. The EXP has been such a large component of MSC so far.
त्यहाँ ओहेबले क्या प्रेसर दिइराछ हेर्नु नि त्यहाँ
Nothing too out of the ordinary, other than Grok, of course, but he's taking Wilderness Blessing, allowing himself to rotate a little bit faster just in case JP is able to quickly jump into the fight with the AOG.
This is also a pick, technically, that we've really seen Innocent pop off on. It's funny how we didn't really get to see the Bruno on Innocent at M6 when it was broken. Here, we finally see that it's actually kind of like a final piece of the puzzle for SRG. Beating Onyx Philippines.
लभ पारामा हुनेवाला छ यो गेम चाहिँ
This is a big fight for Turtle 1. Both teams want to play with the snowball early and really start to could be make or break for both. Let's see how they check each other.
यो सीसी स्नोबल हुने वाला छ यार ओइ सीसी 4 लेभल पुग्यो यार प्रेसर हुन्छ यार अब स्यानफोर्डलाई
Out of control when they make that first mistake, and it looks like so far for Stormy, he's shoved in. He's going to be a little.
ओइ कुन मोबाइल हो मलाई नि दिम न यार मर्दैन सर हेर्नु त्यहाँ रेट्री लेट्स सी ओइ रेट्री ओइ एसआरजी ले उडाइदियो त यार
Heavy spin, put him in a great position, even with the previous fight, and beat him over to SRG with the turtle take 2.
Beautiful fight coming in from SRG's side. The setup was interesting, right? He uses the nature's barrier. You thought that maybe he was looking for the reset. They don't find the reset, but it also works as a piece of terrain that Skies can use that.
क्या पोक दिएको यार त्यहाँ त
It's great that Yums also hit level for a long time to get a wild charge to extend the lead because Sanford was already so far.
Sanford was jumped in at the start, and you got to give credit to you.
त्यही भने को हाम्रो एक्सप्लेनर
He started the fight at half HP. Turtle was put in a tough spot and
कुसीको
to dive on Stormy with a quarter of HP left by that time.
That's exactly how SRG need to play this, right? They are looking the trigger finger of Team Liquid.
एसआरजी लेट्स गो रे हाम्रो सुशी मैम एसआरजी
Stampede, it all starts with, hey, do we have turtle on our side? That's been the largest problem we've seen.
ओहेबले स्ट्याक कले गरिराको छ खतराले यार होल्ड गरेर पुरै
Timing's on our side.
आम्बो आना
Innocent, but he's actually going to lose out in the trade. Innocent doing a whole lot. Oh, lock him down as well.
ल काल्टीजीलाई छोडेर गइदिएर यार
Sacrifice to SRG. And a gold grab for Innocent. A beautiful nature's barrier.
त्यही भने यार
Admittedly, we have
त्यो सीसी स्नोबल भयो सीसी स्नोबल भयो
in a long time, and yes, it was shown during the wild cards, but played at the highest level, especially when the stakes are so high, it can be risky. For now, it's looking good for the side of SRG, but Team Liquid, they're not completely out of the water just yet. With Carlo's very first death, it means that the rest of the team needs to compensate.
For SRG, everything's going to plan. Again, they built a composition to really just secure these neutral objectives, and that's why it was paramount for them to get the first turtle. Now, it does seem like it's smooth sailing. Cram is in a comfortable spot. They have the crazy CC to deny Carl Teasy of the crazy red tree steals we've seen from him throughout the tournament.
Speaking of crazy red tree steals, this might be one of those opportunities.
Oh man, long-term heavy spin coming down as well. Couldn't call, locks him down, and the back line's going to be Sanford.
कालीजी फेरि उत्तान भयो यार बच्चो
Locked in, has the AOG to help him out, and the egg does actually get away.
ओए नाइस वान ब्रुनोले मेल्ट हान्यो
Hitting in the back now as that's his lantern flare, bringing him back, but Sanji's left all alone, and Innocent claims the double.
Oh my goodness, what a close fight. And it's not over yet. Sanford's in trouble. Innocent's got him under the turret.
Sanford caught in a tough spot. Does not have the bravest spider, but with the help of Oheb,
त्यही भने यार man
and gets to stop SRG at capitalizing with the lead that they have.
Okay, they can breathe for just a second. Honestly, Team Liquid, they've
हजुर हजुर
Sanford was able to not only cancel out the feathered airstrike really early, they get the battle spot.
त्यही भने यार है
More importantly,
भेटेछ
they
नि
shoved him so far underneath the turret, they lost the majority of the damage. But the
सर हिजो मैले ब्रुनोले क्यारी गरे गेम हेर्नुभयो त्यही पनि हारेको होला ए ब्रुनोले कत्रो ड्यामेज दिएको हो ब्रुनोको ड्यामेज के हो फर्सा फर्सा हेर्न मन थियो यार सुस्मीमा पनि फर्सा आयो
As much as you would expect. SRG are capitalizing on this man advantage too, going straight for the tier 1 in the mid lane, and there is nothing Sanji can do.
That's an instant response from the side of SRG. Despite Maltese's first death, he is even out the score. Oh, please do not die here.
Oh, Innocent cutting him off as well, but he does take a few turret shots. No BMI, that's going to be purified again.
Oi.
Solo kill up top against the Filipino sniper. That's a solo follow there, and now they're dropping the ultimate.
ब्रुनोले उत्तानमा रहेछ कितिर छ what the fuck is happening in this game
alongside his build. No, he goes straight away for the hospital. He knows that he wants to be part of this fight, sure. But if they drag it longer and longer, the sustain is so important. When he gets that Berserker's Fury, that's when he's got the gun in hand.
Dude, when SRG are behind, people are still saying, yo, Innocent, man, Innocent. So when they're ahead like this, half the lead for SRG, 2,700, half of that is on Innocent. The man you really want to have gold at any time. And the fact that Team Liquid
with this composition, technically,
ल कस्तो प्रेसर दिएको स्यानफोर्डलाई
very feathered airstrike already dropped down. Sanford getting the start of the crowd is still very healthy, has the vengeance too. Is able to flicker out towards the heavy spin, but will be pinned down in the end. And Skies
आम्बो खतरा हान्यो यार
8-1. But what's Liquid's response here? They see everything that's happened on that bottom side. They saw the initial engagement. They know they don't have that heavy spin, so they push out that mid side. They're trying to get OHEB as much as possible to get into that Trinity as Carl Teasy protects the structure down bottom. Now T1 mid is open, which is allowing SRG to have some very convenient rotations on their side.
हामीले ग्याङ हान्दा त घरि यता घरि उता हुन्छ यार
Everything that has happened, 8-1, only a 2.5.
अघि एलिसलाई त बौला बनाएको यार सरले हानमा सरले ओए कत्रो ड्यामेज यार यहाँ एउटा लिनै पर्छ यार यिनीहरूले लभले यसलाई त माया भङ्का भङ हानेरै मारे यार ओए 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 फर्छ
Able to dodge away. Snipe from Stormy. Trying to go for the chase, and now that's big info. Sky popping up again, trying to easy for angle. As Sanji jumps in deep. Heavy spin coming out. Sanford walks up, but it's still going to be Skies who wins it out. Innocent with the dive in the back. Sanford walking in. And Skies is able to peel. Innocent still free hitting. Carl Teasy.
ओए यार ओए ब्रुनो कत्रो ड्यामेज यार
Taken out by Stormy. Skies is right there to come, fighting against 3. Skies walks away, dodges. Carl, he wanted to fight all the way to the end. He did, but couldn't get a trade. Okay.
हजुर
To breathe. Skies utilizing the attack very, very well.
पागल ड्यामेज हान्न छ हौ सर त्यहाँ
Let's look at the replay one more time because off of this, we noticed immediately. Stormy, no flicker, no feathered airstrike. This was such a winning scenario.
पाण्डा यही हो क्या पाण्डाको फाइदा
And as they continue to press their advantage, it's just target prioritization from SRG.
ब्रुनोले मेल्ट हाने मात्र हेरौ न कत्रो हाने ल ल ल
Chucked down first and then turning their attention to OHEB.
ब्रुनो मर्न त मर्यो हैन त्यसले त्यत्रो ड्यामेज हानेर मर्यो क्या पहिल्यै
Sanji straight up, go for the Crimson Beacon, lifted him up. It was a combo with JP.
हिजो मैले हाने नि सर ब्रुनो मैले कम बवाल हाने हिजो
Everything used, even the vengeance.
हानमा सरले हिजो मेरो ब्रुनो हेर्नु भयो भने तर्सिन्छ होला हौ हानमा सर
But that's a whole lot. It is a whole lot. The tempo is affected.
ल ल ल ल ल ल ल
Heavy spin, the AOG to cut him off there to try to stop Carl Teasy from getting picked off. Good time.
कार्डिजीलाई कस्तो ल्याङ हाने त यार
Dashing back to safety. And SRG 14-3. They're looking very healthy coming into Lord timers. And now without the heavy spin, as well as the wild charge, they don't have much of a setup. Let's see if they can make it significant.
7 किल हानिसक्यो यार ब्रुनोले
Stay alive to try and buy time for OHEB to get to the point where he can actually fight. That's when he has that Trinity throw, right? The big issue that he's facing right now is that every single time he walks up, there's a problem of, am I going to get hit by the heavy spin? Oh, wait. Oh, man, well, look at the
लभली लभली ओहेब ल ल ल कार्डिजीलाई डाउन गर
by Cram to take the goat down. JP, they know he has no AOG. He's going to have to go with Unbreakable. AOG came back right in time. Bates on the flicker as well. You've got on the back. Oh, the Purify out of the wild charge. Goes for the chase, but now Sanford walks in the middle.
Sanford
Will be able to find it, but it's going to be the power from Yums with the CC immunity as the Lantern Flare comes in again for Sanji. And they peel back. Look at these low kick checks from both sides. Every single time a play, it must be an instant response. They will not.
हम त नम्बरै समय जुधेर बस्छ यार
That this 1.7k lead doesn't turn back into that 2.5.
के उ मर्छ कि हामी मर्छ नम्बरै समय जुधेर बस्ने क्या
On it, despite the kill score, which again, very deceiving. It really is 15-4.
ओइ त्यो ब्रुनो लास्ट फ्याट भयो यार लास्टै फ्याट छ यार ब्रुनो
Doing this much. 52,000 damage dealt. Leading the charge with Stormy and Cram, and then we start seeing Team Liquid. OHEB is slowly but surely scaling. Carl on already. Sanford with a dash back again. Skies holding on to it. Carl Teasy doesn't want this to be reset. Krebs coming in again, shredding him down. Brings a scratch with that as well. With a sustain, it is going to be a kill back. Skies with retribution.
कार्डिजी के गरेको साथी
Just gets a free hit. But in the back line, the Blazing Device doing a whole lot of damage. Oh! Towards Yums, who's so tanky and gets away in the end. Sanji forced to use the Crimson Beacon. That's got to be heartbreaking. Team Liquid fans are looking in disbelief. How does he survive that? He flickers out of there at the very end. The fact that he held on with power of nature alone, he chunked out more targets, just wasn't enough.
कार्डिजी किन त्यहाँ किन मिडमा घुसेर बस्यो है
From Team Liquid in his as well as SRG OG Esports, right? They know exactly what they're doing. First, secure the Lord. Next thing, you see Skies quickly jump onto Lapu's side to ensure that Stormy has a better time. All of this just using a small margin of their lead in terms of items to stay alive.
Walks up too aggressively while charged. But JP gets away.
Is there a heavy spin on him? No. Looks like Sky's not going to take it this time. They're walking with the Lord at the very least. If they can take it in here, that'd be great.
No wild charge, they still have the heavy spin. They gotta be careful because they need to peel for Innocent and Stormy. So no base turrets taken down here for SRG. And I think it's a smart move. They lost Cram. There's no reason for them to push in forward. They still have a 4,000 gold lead. Yes, there's that risk of Oheb scaling up to becoming a monster. But it could be even worse if you just dove in there to give shutdown. So yeah, gold lead's still roughly the same between the gold laners. It's a 1,000 diff for Mr. Innocent. But we're getting closer and closer to Oheb being a real problem.
And he's already got 3 items on top of the Winds of Nature. He's in a phenomenal position. Same can be said about Innocent, if not better with the Malefic. But then we start looking at everybody else. The anti-heals are finally in for the side of Team Liquid. We've got 2 Dom Ices that they can work with. Jushin also with the Sky Piercer, but Stormy going for the full damage build. Genius want him to glowing on, which is why they've been so decisive in these fights.
So no stacks on the Sky Piercer yet for Sanji.
त्यही भनेमा ब्रुनोले
He just needs more.
त्यो बल धेरै भारी भयो क्या
For Team Liquid right now, they have so much to stay in. That's what they've been playing with, right? Even with Sanji, just playing around with the Brave Smite, coming around with the Blood Wings. It really comes down to TL wanting to go for a bit longer fights, waiting for the cycle of abilities to be used up by SRG.
I would have imagined that if he wanted to greed out, he might even go for Queen's Wings, or at the very least, maybe even take a more tankier approach to the scenario. I mean, considering that his role is to not only sustain but slowly poke out his opponents, right?
KP Oli ko
He's got the Brute Force Breastplate, he's already got the War Axe, he's got more than enough
KP Oli ko
against his opponents, but his big issue is dealing with Jushin specifically. If his yo-yos are hitting the wrong targets, well, guess what? Jushin can either peel him away,
KP Bhai is everywhere.
and cancel it out.
So it's back to a setup game. SRG doing a good job at filling the waves, going for the neutral objectives.
के गर्ने हाम्रोमा त गर्दैन नि त
It seems like all their fights have been brute forcing a way to maybe gambling out of this massive win for SRG, because again, it's so difficult. You kind of have to take the gamble every time you fight for Lord. There's no way you get a proper 50-50. It's an Akai and a Grok to stop you from making it.
I mean, despite everything, is still maintaining level 15 to level 15, right? It's a 50-50 retry battle, more in favor to SRG. But let's see how Liquid plays this out, right? This 3.1
त्यो कहाँ यो युम्स हेर्नु न युम्स
they've already passed the 42k mark.
Damage over Oheb there. Easy for coming over the taunt. The heavy spin comes around. Dies in the back with the Brave Spider. And getting to be cancelled out by Skies. It's a shot down. Skies wins a retrieval. It's a blazing moment. Cram is able to stop him happening. AUG defensively. Cram looking to chase Yums. Right there too. Sanji, Poppy Crimson Beacon. The Stormy flies by, but SRG no. They've gotten the win already. They've gotten the Lord Crown. It's gotta be careful.
गत्रो हानेको त यार थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर अनसब्सक्राइबिङ
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to sustain, there's a wave coming up top side, and now they're looking for mid inhibitors before that Lord even reaches, which is perfect for the side of SRG. Look at this siege as they apply more and more to the crystal. Able to find those
सक्यो यार
damage. Can they clear it out? JP walks up in time, but they have a whole other wave to play with. GG and Sky spins around, and so
सक्यो
SRG get game one. What a fast game one as well. This is one of those moments where you're like, okay, what happened to us? And Team Liquid understood that they went straight for the joints. They broke their
यो इनोसेन्ट भने त बदमास रहेछ त यार
natural setups were a lot harder to pull off. Something to think about. Blue side has been doing very, very well. I'm expecting a switch. I'm expecting some very specific bans.
SRG versus Onyx.
Sorry.
Just give you guys the bigger picture. Was 100% win on blue. It was the same, I believe.
इनोसेन्ट भने बदमास भयो यार यिनीहरू
So SRG, they really have just been leaning on that. They're like, you know what? If blue side keeps getting us wins, let's just play with it.
It's a best of 7, so we need to see what that tempo breaker is going to be. Whoever finds their first red side win might just change the entire game. But with that being said, we're going to be throwing it back to
त्यही भने किन यो के अरे क्लाउड खेल्या हो यार
Much Marco and Gideon, and what I think is that when you put 2 teams that really wants to start the game off fast, it will end pretty fast. And honestly, this is an amazing game coming in from both teams, but SRGOG brought this roughly the same draft
पान पराग दिमाग खराब
Philippines and won that one. And looks like the same strategy works against Team Liquid. So this is the opener where SRGOG took first blood against Team Liquid, being the second team
मजा आएको फैनी सर
win against them. The previous one was only Onyx Indonesia. So now, looking in this situation, I believe a lot of people are surprised. A lot of people are flabbergasted, trying to understand what really happened for this one. So I feel very honored for the grand finals. We're going to have a little bit of help here because welcome back to the English broadcast. You guys are watching the English panel. And alongside with us will be Kid Bomba, all the way from Team Spirit to help us break down that match. So first thing I got to ask, CC first pick. Why is that so damn strong now?
I don't know. I've had like a lot of success with CC myself in scrims, and it's a super strong hero. In my opinion, it doesn't have any losing lanes.
जहाँ पनि भ्याउने यार
Get the War X. If you play against a tank jungler and you have a tank jungler in your team, you're like one of the strongest heroes on side lane as well. So it's very hard for you to compete against CC.
Yeah, because honestly,
one-sided the Bruno को damage over भयो
why do you want to first pick the CC? Are you trolling? There's so many other great picks, but as we saw for the past few days here in the knockout stage, it has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and even way back in MWI, if you guys recall, this entire CC first pick trend started happening. I believe it was
त्यो कुइरे भ्लगरहरु नेपालको च्यानलमा रेकमेन्डेसनमा कति सब्स्क्राइब गरेर हुन्छ है नेपालीहरुले
Oh, so this is the case now. It's a CC first pick. And it didn't happen immediately here in MSC, but now you see how effective it is actually.
But yeah, honestly, now looking at the game, I feel like everyone was surprised by how SRGOG was able to have...
फेरि कोही आएर अलकत्रा भनेर गइदिन्छ नि त
What do you think, Drex? Watching that game, is it all just because of the burst? Was it a draft? Like, what was it?
Well, I think they came into that game knowing TLPH likes to bring early game aggression, and they decide, you know what, we're going to take Grok and Contested Blast, we're going to take Farza, have one of the quickest clear lanes. Quick rotations with wings by wings, and I mean, even in the first minute or two, they were always on TLPH's side of the river. They were controlling the map from the beginning.
So now, looking at how the meta has been shaping up, do you feel like teams that get all these early leads, we know Turtles, did that give a lot of advantage for the team to eventually secure the W?
Really important for both teams to understand that they should more to the XP lane as the series goes on. Because I saw that Cypher lost a lot of HP before the first episode. For me, it's just gonna be everything goes to the XP. Is gonna have a very good time, and just leave the gold laners, let them.
That's terrifying though, because they did leave the gold laners. Innocent on the Bruno was just going crazy.
And maybe that's what SRGOG wants, because they understand that Innocent is pretty good in lane. Now, honestly, I agree with your point. The EXP lane, the EXP matchup is so crucial. So, before first for you, do you think it was a mistake for them to pick up the Lapu? Because we understand it's the fight against the Farsa, but how is the matchup between CC and Lapu? Is it favored or is it just 50-50?
It is favored for the CC, and I think every lane is favored for the CC, because you can always decide to just push the wave. You don't have to fight. You can always just push the wave, and the enemy XP can only look at you. He cannot do anything against you. Because if he comes close, you hit him with your first skill, it's super hard. So it's always favored for the CC, and that's why it's such a strong hero. And can win if he gets a level 4, but that's exactly why they have to make the rotation for XP.
I think it's a really solid point. I think CC is I think just in terms of total draft for TLPH, it was a lot of comfort. Sanford on Lapu, Carl Teasy on the Fred Rin, around the map. I think we said it when the draft was going. This feels like, all right, let's warm up, let's get into comfort.
And I feel like even beyond the entire CC Lapu matchup, whenever Sanford does try to do what he wants to do, which is to dive into the Farsa, there's a potential heavy spin, there are other sources of control or burst damage that would make it so much harder to look for him. So it was an overall hard game for Athentic to lane Lapu-Lapu in that situation. Even though we did say it was supposedly meant for the
really needs to adjust to equalize against SRGOG.
I think on first pick they should really try to play with the advance, give away the 1-1, try to do something with that, try to counter pick it, just try to play around with that. The CC is really hard to counter and they don't get the correct exposure.
At this point, is it like wait for it to play around?
So, and then you take it, you know?
Open something juicy up, like, I don't know, dialogue,
you made them,
something like that, yeah.
Fair enough, and we've seen our teams take their strategy overall. SRG, though, they favor. I think the best answer against SRG might be the ban, because Cram has done so phenomenally with the CC that I don't know if they're going to fall for the bait overall.
And now that we talk about the entire draft, bans and picks, this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, the first time Team Liquid lost on the red side so far, because they've been
I cannot
we
don't have too much statistical facts
so that's aside the fact, but it just goes to show that Team Liquid are supposedly very comfortable with the red side, or the right side for Love, but definitely well prepared heading into this matchup.
Honestly, like, if we're talking about leaving the CC open for, say, either SRGOG or Team Liquid to possibly not pick it up, what is so juicy that you would let go of that CC? Because at this point, what, is it the ECG? Is it the Lanza? SRGOG, they really like the Kalia, so maybe that?
You leave the YSS open, maybe they go for it. The next game, most likely Teal Peach will take that blue side. So the question on my mind is SRG ban the CC, or do they throw out the Kid Bomba bait tactic?
So the Kid Bomba bait tactic.
Is that the new name?
Bomba bait. But now, so just want to ask you, like, do you prefer just having more burst damage coming in for your mid, or more controlled, something like a as for SRGOG, looks like this burst damage has been helping them out a lot.
I think it's phenomenally on the far side, and it's super good thing versus Zushin, I feel like. Especially together with the Grok, the way Yums played this game, I really liked it. He did really well.
So quick question, I am totally on board that Farsa is the better pick against Zushin. Do you think it's the counter? Do you think it's overall the superior mage and mid?
No, Zushin should still be better, and it just depends on how he plays.
Alright, I'll take
it. But even Zushin, you know?
He's good. I just think in the burst right now, the Farsa just seems to be winning more games, at least against That's fair. I think the Jushinko is good against the utility jungler. There's some use there, but still, I think the superior ultimate.
MLBB philosophy. What do you like to play? Do you like to pick up your opponents, or do you just want to smash them? Personally, I'm Farsa is a birdie man. I like the burst damage.
Okay. Should I hop in this?
Yes. I mean, up to you. You're the analyst.
I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna have to go with Farsa. No.
No?
Yes.
Yes?
You a Valentina girl.
No. If it were Sanji, yes, but if it were Jushin, I would be leaning into it more if you see it alongside certain heroes, similar to the Arlod, and to pair it with those kinds of combo. But the Farsa, I mean, this conversation is damage. Definitely is the way to go if you want to establish that momentum. Or pressure against your opponent.
This can be a debate. Shows that yes, MSC at the Esports World Cup, the meta is quite wide open.
XP gap is
Extra picks
crazy.
all around, but there's multiple ways to play with this. So it's crazy that we talked a lot that we have with you know what, if the ground pops up again, we'll touch on it right now. I really feel like for team, they do pick up blue side first pick. That's going to be a major win condition for them. And just want to ask the opinion of Kid Bobo, why this first pick looks so strong now? 'Cause before this, it was on the left side of the screen, but now it looks like first pick is superior.
You really don't want to give the you don't want to give the YSS. It's hard to play versus the
Yeah, but a PC एउटा उठाउन पाएको भए त
there's too many things that you go for, and as long as you ban the OP heroes, then it's really easy to just pick one hero and you're confident, you know, you're good with it, you're fine.
Honestly, that kind of sucks being second because you don't have a ban. You legit don't have a ban. You got to take out one, etc. But looks like SRGOG changing banning out this early, really respecting Sanford.
They're showing that they do have a ban. They're showing they do have options. And maybe they're going to throw out the bait for the first pick and try to secure themselves the CC. Because so far, TLH hasn't banned Fanny. Still some power picks on the field.
SRG, so to answer your question, this is indeed respect for them. Whether they be on blue side or red side, they're gonna ban out that Arlo, and that just makes things so much more easier for them. But the question again, on the other hand, they're letting go of the CC, still remains to be one of the biggest mysteries heading into the first pick.
Okay, SRG, they really like the Kalia. So do you think like it's still a fair trade for TLPH to pick up that CC, and then SRGOG picks up Kalia +1?
I think they're throwing out the Wisest bait here. They're throwing out the Wisest bait here. Right now. But Team Liquid did ban the CC, so I guess now they ban YSS. But the Lance is also open, so they might trade those. Not sure.
Honestly,
कसैसँग स्मर्फ छ नखेल्ने स्मर्फ एउटा सरलाई
don't know if they want to see Carl Tizia on the Lancelot. I think whatever ends up happening, if the Kalea's open, Granger's also open from last time. Let's see what the last time YSS from TLPH, Kalea +1, Granger or the YSS Lancelot.
I don't mind early far, so I'm not gonna lie.
And are letting Yums get his hands on the Kalea?
सुवास सर कान्छीसँग पब्जी हान्दै क्या कि सिओडी
Bomba here, first pick for TL.
Personally, I think the YSS is the strongest hero on the meta currently, so they should pick it up. But they don't want to give Yums the Kalia. So you either seal it, or you take the YSS and fight it with YSS Gotham versus Kalia.
Looks like they do pick the YSS. Not gonna get risky with it, but it does look like SRGOG. This is part of their plan.
Kalea Farza, the Jushin's already gone. You get a powerhouse in the mid, you get the Kalea. You can save it for the third pick. You don't need it right now. I think that's the way we go here.
Fanny sir के भन्नु भएको
Quite well here, gentlemen.
कालिया छोड्दै छ त के भन्नु भएको
mentioned by Kid Boba here, I don't feel like it's gonna be a wrong answer.
यार 125 यार
To reveal I was thinking along the lines of
हाम्रो यस्तै हो के देशै यस्तो छ
It seems as they have the YSS, they can't really hold on to the market because they already have so much damage. They don't need to heavily.
हाम्रो सरले त इन्टरनेशनल खाइसक्यो नि त सबै हाम्रो सरले इन्टरनेशनल टेस्ट हानिसक्यो नि त इन्टरनेशनल टेस्ट
I don't know, what were your thoughts on this?
The Lapu is still flex, believe it or not. He's not playing in the GOAT now.
हाम्रो सर टेस्टिङ इन्टरनेशनल स्किल्स
Does it, but it is flex with the YSS. So we might see some experience runs coming in from SRG.
हाम्रो सर हिटिङ इन्टरनेशनल टेस्ट
I just wanted to say that.
No, you know what? I don't giving people ideas after the grand finals. Be careful when you're running. Is this gonna be a Lancelot pick or an Akai pick? Because I feel like both work well with the draft. It looks like they go for that Lancelot. So it's gonna be carry in the jungle. Now, I don't know, Christopher, you keep up. Is there any hero that SRGOG really needs to ban out to make sure that they don't get punished?
Selena, in my opinion, is going to be a super good pick for TLPH. It's going to help them fight easier at the start of the game. And I think it's going to be
I think with the ban, they take out the note to that. Oheb back in the was known for non-marksman goal laners. We saw things like the ELS back then. We've seen those picks. It beat BTK way back in the day. So I'm just saying. TLPH wants to run it.
Mondola पाल्न कति गाह्रो भयो
by SRG. It
makes
me think about what two can be considered and we want to think of it as a gold lane, but it can presented the entire idea of the lap of might as well.
something like a Harith, like I actually don't know what experience is anymore. Answer. And for experience or not currently, if you guys didn't know.
And despite the it's just another option. Like they have ways to reach these heroes in the back line for SRG. Now, especially that they have, or they don't have Kai and the Rock in the lineup.
Sir, yeah, mere yaar logo ne chahte yaar biceps se garna.
So now keep looking at both drafts. Any final thoughts before we go into game number 2?
I love the
Oh, Anma sir, साँच्चै भने मेरो लुगै च्यात्यो.
With the Valentina and the Gato, I feel like they're stronger on the mid lane because Gato is a super good team against the Kelra. For me, it's gonna all depend on the first turtle.
कस्तो भने Anma sir, म तपाईलाई भिडियो अन गरेर दिए साँच्चै च्यात्यो भने.
So let's see.
Very solid picks here coming in.
Hey, biceps भने हो. Man, कडक छिमा अब.
As well as the B-trick. So thank you very much, Hannah. But now we gotta throw it over to the casters for game number 2 in this grand finals.
कस्तो ब्रेक टाइम छुटाएको जस्तो कहिले हल्ला गर्ने कहिले हल्ला नगर्ने. हानमा सर यार स्कुलमा पढाए जस्तो भाइब्स नदिलाउनु न यार स्कुलमा त वाक्क भइसक्यो यार.
What game 1 looks like. Tempo is important. These neutral fights are high stakes as we get right into the land of Dawn for our second game in this best of 7 here at the grand finals of the mid-season 2025 here at EWC 25. Let's get the show on the road.
सर यो कसरी ल्याउँछ यो म्याप कसरी ल्याउँछ?
On the red side. So we've seen the composition where SRG basically said
सर यो कुन यो भिजन कसरी दिन्छ?
Now we're seeing more of a brawly composition. This is what I think we've come to expect from SRG, more so than game number 1, where it was really, it was an unorthodox SRG. We didn't expect that kind of stuff.
Labuko against tank matrai.
Mentioned this matchup would be very good for Team Liquid.
Tanky, हैन XP lane मा tanky hero नै pick हुन्छ प्राय म्याम. हजुर. होला नगर्नु भने हैन.
The way that we've seen this game play play out. We can tell from the drafting phase alone that SRG have kind of doubled down on the strategy.
Oh, why SSC तर कति चाँडो हाने है?
Slam. Whoever they pick off, instantly kill. Because Team Liquid, they see this Beatrix and they're like, wait, she doesn't have the Purify. If we can get that first spell out, that's a huge window for us to punish our opponents. If they went Ranger with the Purify Missile, I think Ohev would be a lot more confident into taking on this fight, especially if the Ranger makes a mistake. Based on Emblem so far, things are looking pretty normal, nothing too unorthodox or out of the ordinary. Only notable thing is probably going to be not only Weapon Master from Innocent, but the Wilderness Blessing coming up specifically from Cran. He wants to be part of these fights.
Dasmi Spazla,
more mobility. It's already a very high mobile hero here. Again, also the firmness of the pull yourself together here, coming from Yum. So he wants to go for the ultimate, but also he wants to respect how much damage Team Liquid have, especially around the first turtles, where it's very important for them to
Nidagi Chilago.
the mid lane. Stormy, but their airstrike.
Oi, क्या पोक आंदे यार सांजी? ये सांजी रे के रे?
Already there with the glorious pathway, it's going to start out easy, it distracts. It's going to be tough. Sanford dive with Waves Finder.
Oi, चोरा no, oi.
To predict the flicker move, wings by wings, but it's right for him. Kyle with the move again, mounting shot.
Oi, Carl DZ, retreat.
From skies, Sanford the jump one more time for Stormy, good peel from Yum. And Sanji now has the glorious pathway. With a reverse empathy to turn the tide around, Sky tries to execution, the top dodge to work from. And it becomes another assault. He's playing out of his mind now, another feathered airstrike, they're gonna get it this time. Oh, JP, the next to fall. What a start coming in from SRG OGs, but they're not done yet. Give him another one right at it. Holy, a 3-0 at one start for Innocent. Innocent on a Beatrix.
यार.
This is a big gamble to play this in the grand finals, to be landing these shots.
कत्रो हाने त यार स्नाइपरले?
He sees Innocent move into position and he's like, dashing in, trying to protect his teammates, taking at least a shot, sacrificed by HP, sir. Unfortunately, too late. The angle is good, and you can see Krammy's happy about that very first fight. Now the tempo in control, as you can see.
Hey, कस्तो हाने त यार?
Taking the brunt of that damage. Unlock Kram from his lane. You'll chill out for a moment. Once you get
फार्साले त्यो सांजीलाई पहिल्यै पोक हान्थे के खत्रै. Oi, Ohev, nice cap. Oi, 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 के हो त्यो? Oi, lovely, oi, oi, yeah.
Tsunami slam over to you. The turret lands a shot, but he gets away. My goodness gracious! Stop this man, someone!
Okay, Innocent, he's still making plays of his own, but this time JP's like, no. Ohem already tried to die for our sins, and he already outplayed the bot side gank. Now he lifts his hands up saying, this time, I'll protect you. Now Team Liquid have pulled this back. Despite the score being 4-4, Slimer Red Giants have a minor lead. It equals out on both sides, but let's look at where the advantages actually
स्यानफोर्डलाई कत्रो हानेको त यार त्यो ब्याट्रिक्सले यार.
did lose out on a little bit of EXP, which is why you're seeing Sanford at full level and more on
हैन
the side on left.
त्यो स्नाइपर शट कस्तो बल हानेको त यार.
Allow Sanji to alleviate his pain. Now Yums, wait, hold on. That's a Genius one from the side. They want to snowball this game out of control off of this next fight.
Innocent walking up to the mid lane.
गिनेश सर होला.
Easy holding on to the bush. Careful. Walks up with damage again. Yum's gonna cut onto it.
ल lovely retreat.
AOG with JP walking to the back. Sanford gets the one down as well for in the end. No, he actually survives for a bit longer. Stormy walks up, gets Hammer Pet airstrike over from Sanji, but he gets away.
यो गेम त हेर्ने भन्दा बोल्ने भन्दा बरु हेरेरै मजा आइराछ यार.
Not too bad for SRG, but it worked out.
कस्तो दामी गेम भइरा यार, मजा आइराछ यार हेर्न.
Where else can they find the punishment, right? They're looking for invade options, but I don't think that Carl TZ is comfortable enough to walk in just yet, knowing that Innocent is nearby. But so many resources have been already utilized. Now that they've spotted Sakai's down on the bot side, should this be a green light for Team Liquid to try and extend Carl's lead, to try and get something over Sakai's? He has to say no. He's like, nah. He's checking it every single time. Don't invade. Don't try. This is our territory.
Very, very difficult for Athentic here up against a landslide. And again, this is the reason why Decent Chin is really good in the meta, but just in the third place match, we've been seeing how Lancelot can take
हिजो हेर्नलाई हानमा सर्थ्यो नि त ओइ स्यानफोर्ड दामी ओइ लभली ओइ ओहेब ओइ लभली त्यही ब्याक रिटर्न हुन्छ मर ओइ लभली यार
Fans are happy to see this happen. Now, 1.7k lead for the side of Team Liquid. They've even up the score and even found a lead of their own against SRGOG Esports. What a fight to turn things around. Now, majority of this gold is leading into both Caltese
SRG ले
as OHEB. That fight was won by Sanford and JP's combination. Great synergy, knowing Innocent. Hey, we get hit by any season.
यार फ्यानिसले त म त ल जिजा जिजा मजाले भने बेला ल के रे टिएलपिएस ले भने त त्यहाँ लास्टमा त एसआरजी ले पो भनिदिनु भयो रहेछ ल ठीक ठीक अल्टी युज फेदर स्ट्राइक युज त्यहाँ स्यानफोर्ड हेर्नु स्यानफोर्ड हेर्नु स्यानफोर्ड हेर्नु स्यानफोर्ड स्यानफोर्ड ओ हेप ओ ल्यान्सलर्डको के हो मा Caltese lovely retry. Lovely retry यार.
Making it known he's not going to lose another retribution battle against the rising star of Sagai's. War Axe already purchased by Caltese.
Total fight क्या 5v5 भने?
He's got true damage in his kit and he's going to be able to
त्यहाँ अघि फार्साले अलिकति चाँडै नै अल्टी हाने जस्तो लागेको त्यही भएर नि ओए ओहे वन फर्म ओके अल्टी युज उतालेर दियो
JP gets caught for their airstrike one more time on him. Too tanky for now.
Retry त है खतरा.
There will be a time where JP is going to take more damage, but that revitalize saves him so much. The execution was good from the side of SRGOG, but now that they don't have much of a lead, technically they're going on back foot. Team Liquid are more than confident to make these plays. Yeah, sure, take JP of all people, as long as you're not taking Sully, as long as you're not taking OHEB, we can make this work. Don't worry about Caltese. He hasn't missed the trace list just yet.
OHEB too. Man, again, he had to lane against 3-0 Innocent. He's been doing it really well.
Brute force है Lancelot को लिए मेटा बिल्ड हो क्या हो यार?
Right, so Innocent had a lot of that advantage. Now, I would want to see the items again to see if OHEB is going for the Starlium build, Talisman build.
He's going for Starlium, remember?
Very close to a Holy Crystal. That is going to be the massive power spike for Team Liquid to take control in these team fights.
If we're talking about punishes in terms of the item build, Team Liquid, they're aware that SRGOG, especially for Stormy, going for that Genius Wand, it's like, oh wow, it's huge if you have the lead. How did they take that hit back? Yeah, that Genius Wand can do only so much.
Oi, nice. Oi, nice. Nice. Oi, Lancelot, what? Oi, Sanford! सुनला नि हानमा सर फेरि स्यानफोर्ड हेर्नु त्यहाँ स्यानफोर्ड हेर्नु ओ लभली स्यानफोर्ड यार
10 to 10, 3.3k lead and an important fight for TLPH to now take the horn convincingly. Sanford has been so monumental in this squad. The Sansan duo still connected as ever. As SRGOG, they cannot have these...
त्यहाँ ओएफले हान्न गएको भए त्यहाँ दामी प्रेसर पाउँथ्यो नि
show you how balanced the cooldown is on the hit from it is also Sanford's signature pick from when we saw him at
होली आयो यार अब होली मोली हान्छ होलीले होली फकिङ मिस्टल भनेर
It really just seems like the KD isn't doing it justice, right? He's not invincible on this pick. SRG have been able to punish it a lot of times, but they have to be very careful once those flickers have been spent. Stormy and Innocent are so vulnerable when they don't have those flickers, and it just makes it so hard for SRG to play the front to back that they want to.
That's why we keep reiterating that tempo is so important, especially with like these high execution style compositions, like the pickoff composition. You start falling behind, Team Liquid can just push resources out of you, and it always feels like you're playing on the back foot. These leads are so big in terms of their two-way leads.
यहाँ त ट्रिपल लेनिङ चल रहा छ सर.
But look at them just zoning them out, right? Come on, throw something at this. Team Liquid is asking SRG to do something about them.
Yums try to go up. Shield in the mid lane taken. Team Liquid 6,000 gold. The scoreboard isn't looking as, you know, crazy as it was in game number 1. It was SRG dominating. Here it's 10-10, but still the gold lead for Team Liquid. Take a look at Oheb now, building towards, I believe, a Divine Glaive. He's almost 2,000 gold ahead of Innocent. Again, something to remember is the fact that Innocent went for weapon mastery. So once he gets these big items, it will be a massive power spike.
I mean, the Blade of Despair is already pretty huge.
Valentina le बनाएको छ त.
You know, try and get some really important damage, but just notice the armor goes on the opposite end, right? We're seeing blade armors come on through. No Prolific Roar just yet, no Prolific Gun, sure, but you gotta walk into our range, and that's something that Innocent doesn't really want to do just yet. Worst yet, Carl Teasy's damage, 3 items complete, and a Winds of Nature. I'm expecting him to get a little more snowbally. He's running the killing spree, right? So if he reduces SRG's health down to at least 50%, he might be able to start chaining kills one after the other.
Team Liquid again. Those are some big power spikes that we were just talking about. It was going to be built up. See Halberd, Divine Glaive. Now what for Oheb? Does he go for CE? Does he go for Immortality? Maybe Winter Crown to just survive the burst that's going to be coming through from Innocent and Stormy is the big question. Because JP, he knows he's taken a lot of damage. He would much rather have the Immortality so that he can be backed up when he gets taken out. Which is, by the way, the main win condition of Slango Red Giant Sanford with the Bravest Fire Roll. The mechanics give the AMG coming through. Flicker in for Sanford. Going for the Sunfly. Stormy in the back.
Sanford with the pipe. त्यो स्यानफोर्डको सस्टेन कत्रो लामो यार.
Big plays being made by the side of Team Liquid ID, but their timings are immaculate. They're forcing these fights against SRG, knowing that they can get something out of them. As long as they don't trade 1-for-1, this is going to be an absolutely free lord in their hands. 13 minutes into the game, Team Liquid are...
The first game पूजा गर्नलाई दिएको के फ्यानिसहरु थियो.
That's just a one-off thing.
They're going to time it too. They don't want to take it right now. They know they
First game पूजा हान्दैछ है.
40, I guess? 40. Yeah, so they want to play with the next wave, not this one. They want to have time to build up those big waves.
यो कसरी म्यापमा ल्याउँछ होला यो क्लोज भिजन वाला.
And it's especially dangerous, right? Because if Team Liquid want to siege against SRG, JP has to commit the AOG, and that's not something that they want to do. They want SRG
Technology.
to use the Tsunami Slam first, so that Sanford and JP have an easier time to pinpoint the locations of the backline and where that battle is going to flow. Sanji, I think, probably has to take the brunt of the damage, right? He can't really get into these fights just yet, and I think stealing away Stormy's ult has been a big problem. When he does get it, it's a heavy win for Team Liquid. When he doesn't have it, he's just chilling, waiting. Maybe Cramroll runs a little too far forward, and he can slow that peel down. If he can terrify Sakai's, it's already a big win.
Lord आइसक्यो. के भन्छ हानमा सर?
Ready by the time the Lord comes into face up. They're looking for the punish. Sanford with the Bravest Fighter. Oh, Skies in a 1v1 situation. Thorn Rose. Oh, a battle here in the mid lane as well. The Lord is able to charge down again.
Lancelot मर्यो. मरेन.
But he's made it in the time. He's already
क्या चुलाको हेर्नु न त्यहाँ.
They couldn't punish Stormy and Innocent without the flicker, but they will find Skies.
Oi.
It'll be delayed. Skies is doing a good job at just buying time. Red Tree coming in, and the Phantom execution too. But it is inevitable.
Oi.
We get a display of those clean punctures before it happens. AOG! Flicker up, and it's down again.
So good. So very, very good. that's why when we're talking about the Emperor's Eye, we're talking about just a full.
त्यो अलिकति एचपी भए भए अझै बस्थ्यो त्यो
Imagine that with those phones, that they can only see so much. But Team Liquid, they see everything on the map, and the same goes for SRG. These punishes are huge because now that somebody doesn't have that flicker, no huge plays are going to be made. Here we go.
Wait, pressure. Nice one.
The flicker backwards again. Turned up with already as Carl shoots out the mountain shocker. Doesn't land on anyone.
Lovely.
The horse is down, and no, I'm not talking Liquid. I'm talking Cram on a high loss. Cram, he's not having much of a game right now. And Team Liquid having the time of their life. 13 to 10, 11K goal lead. Most would say that this is, or what I would like to call it, the checkmate angle. However, SRG will hit 42K of their own. But Team Liquid have so many more resources, so many more options when it comes down to the fight. They can start swapping out their immortalities mid-fight if necessary. Winter Crowns might even come into play. But for the time being, it just looks like they just need SRG to make that first move. Ooh, Sanji going to be completely Winter Crown first. There's a chance he might make a play of his own.
Right? He's been placed in very tough situations. This Valentina has really just been mostly utility than it is damage. Yes, he is doing damage, but for the most part, you see the glorious pathway. You see the tsunami stamp. It's not much of the fighting airstrike being stolen over by from Liquid. And I think it's for a good reason too. They know they have enough damage. They just need to heal and give space for Oheb and Carl TZ to dish out that damage. So now it's the Lord Dads. Bottom wave, good for Liquid.
Seal. They're gonna try. Cram takes it first.
There you go. That's a damage. Cram should be falling here. Goes for Stylus. Guys walks up to Cram. Actually, somebody's going the way. 1v1. The goat goes in and
Wait, lovely.
Prince. This will be free. SRG are running back to base.
He got hit by the turtle bolt. The guy's unable to outplay it.
Hazur.
Easy. He's probably laughing to himself. He's like, come on.
Why is this boliरहेको sir?
I'm the Lancelot guy. I am the guy. I'm the skin after me, sir. Please, show me some respect. You can't let me go on that.
Wait, Sanford like.
Tsunami slam coming out.
Wait, nice one. Wait, lovely. Wait, कत्रो मिनट है?
Over Trace to get away. Doing a bit too much damage. Jones will lose his immortality too. Carl handling them in a way. That's 2 members down. Skies will be back up in 1. Innocent holding it down.
Hunter. Low roll.
Look for the siege. They could try. Innocent still has ults to work with. Ooh, they got feather airstrike, but
In. Low roll. Betting session. Lo मेरो अड्क्यो. सर सक्यो. ल सर मेरो त नेट अड्क्यो त.
Innocent in the back trying to cut away. Oheb gets it, and with the godlike Sanji.
हेर्नै पाएन नि यार. ल मेरो त नेटै अड्क्यो यार.
Next BE, it was. This has been a fun game so far. I mean, both sides have really shown their true colors in terms of, hey, you give us control over this game, you give us a little bit of lead, we're going to be running away with it.
Oh man, it's just crazy to see
I know lah.
it pan out the way it did. You know, we expected Turtle 1 to be massive, but maybe not that crazy.
त्यही भने नेट के भयो यार.
Early kills was ridiculous, but then the
हजुर.
recovery. We talk so much about the Stampede and we forget how clean they can be even when they're behind.
I mean, their fights have been looking a lot better this time, and I think this job definitely allowed Sanford to have a much better time. I mean, let's not forget, the one thing that I was a little concerned for is Innocent's item build. He decided to go for the Halberd as a third item. I was thinking maybe a Haas call might have kept him alive in a lot of these fights. Considering that Sanford was like gunning out, he was looking to line up Farsa alongside with Beatrix in one line, so he could up and down both of them.
So we're going to throw it over back to Mr. Lafelion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Merkoyan. It looks like without the Akai as well as the CC, Sanford can finally be comfortable in its own shoes because he had a performance of a lifetime. I agree with the casters. Like, the KDA doesn't really do justice on the things that he did on the game just now.
I love the point that you made that it just felt like Carl TC could do whatever he wanted in so many of those fights. And even though it didn't seem as flashy as you would normally see on YSS, it was still overall very dominant in that game.
Yeah, I mean, even the timings. After he does make use of the bravest fighter, I think that's another thing too. Because typically when someone goes in, you find an immediate punish through the tsunami slam, but the Lapu Lapu does not seem to be the best target to do that, and he gets to immune himself right after the land shakers with such well-timed and precision towards the Farsa. Often it happened towards the Farsa against Army.
I kind of feel like we got to go back to what Kid Bomba has been saying throughout the draft. He feels like Yushin is too strong, you got to ban that out, and he really does not like that high loss going up against the Lapu Lapu. But to be fair, it looks like this was all planned because, again, you
Lapu
to get Crams here, and at that point, there's really no other option. They pick up the high loss, they themselves ban out the Ruby, so even that option was not there. So, I don't know, Trex, looks like first pick blue side is still superior.
Definitely still superior blue side, just overall, I think from today to yesterday, it feels like the favored side. But TLPH just was able to control that draft so well.
And you know what, coming back to us, now we have a series. We say thank you to Kid Bomba, but now welcome back, Mr. Leoman. How did you feel watching the second game?
I had so much fun not just watching the game, but also leading up to it. My patron, my avatar, Kid Bomba, did so well. Again, repping the Bombanatics from Manila to Riyadh. He spoke of how these picks determine what these two teams are capable of doing. And watching game one, watching game two, I think there's one thing that SRG OG kind of leaned hard on despite some factors changing around the draft, and that's range. You look at their game to draft,
मैले यो हुनबाट हुन र उबाट
but after that, what do they have? They were forced to play passive in the XP lane, and that changed the dynamic of effective range. Because once you got in your face, once 40 got there, and once JP jumped the gun, and once Oeb is in your face, what do? What now?
And सरले हेर्छ तुरतुरु
Winnable for Liquid.
Yeah, honestly, it was an amazing game. Looking at both strengths, Liquid showed their strength, SRGOG showed their strength. By the way, while we're here, I just want to say, I think we're all in agreement. We love Kid Bomba as a player. But in case he wants to retire, I kind of feel like...
म पनि जान पर्ने यार यहाँ त के हो 2v3 भइराछ त ए 3v1 भइराछ त
Several. Any region, just pick.
त्यहाँ कास्टिङ डेस्कमा हेर्नु तीनजना एउटा साइडमा एउटा एकजना चाहिँ एउटा साइडमा किन मोटाएर हो क्या
And honestly, like, I kind of feel like there's a lot to digest, even for us panels. We're actually going over to the stage where I heard we're getting...
यही मान्छे हो यार केटीलाई गाली गर्ने डोन्ट लाफ आई से इट्स सिरियस गेम भनेर भन्नेवाला हो I Allah I
It's currently 1-1. It is very hot and everybody here can feel the intensity of the matches. But because everybody's so intense right now, we went around asking the audience if they want skins. Do you guys want skins?
इक्सियाको खुट्टा त मरछ त
And because of that, we actually have 3 lucky audience with me here today for the Metro Zero skin giveaway. However, before that, I want you guys to take a moment to look at our beautiful cosplayer. Hey, so what hero are you cosplaying today?
Hello everyone, and I'm cosplaying Ixia and her Commander Invoker skin.
Ooh, very nice. I'm pretty sure everybody thinks it's very pretty.
Commando Invoker skin, right?
Thank you so much, Rose. Hello to my Filipino John!
Hello Filipino John, hello!
As you can see, our cosplayer is rooting for Team Liquid. However,
oh, yeah?
we have our 3 lucky audiences. Hello, what's your name? What should I call you? Thing. Okay, so are you ready for your first question?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I will give you 4 options and you pick one, okay? Which of the following heroes is featured in the Metro Zero campaign?
Call it freestyle.
A. Beatrix. B. Explore. C. Link. Or D. Mortis.
Exborg.
Are you gonna lock it in? Congratulations, Kuya.
That's pretty good. You know, we got apparently two
खोइ त कत्रो बेर लाग्यो
fan here, so you know things go as they do. But I have a question for you first of all.
मैले अघि यही भने हैन त हनुमा सरलाई
If you can wow us today, Alejandro. My question is,
अघि
Metro Zero set is set on which?
अघि नै यही भने हनुमा सरले भर्खरै नोटिस गर्नुभयो मेरो कुरै बुझ्दैन यार हनुमा सरले यार थेत
Airplane, bus,
खाली अरूले भने मात्रै बुझ्दो रहेछ यार
or spaceship?
It's a train.
It is correct. There you go. A second win with us here. There's still one more key.
Yes. For our final audience, we have over there, he is wearing an SRG OG jersey. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Silas.
My name is Lapex Morrison.
Yep, Malaysian.
Hello, Abang. How are you? All right, Abang is very, very good. So, Abang, your question is, which of the following
Yes.
heroes is featured in the Metro Zero campaign? Is it A, Cho, B, Kimmy, C, CC, or D, Roger?
के क्वेशन सोध्दा क्वेशन नै बुझेन यार म
Is
त
it correct? It is correct! Congratulations! Now all three of them will be walking home
के भनेको थियो सर
in Metro Zero skin.
That's a cool time.
एन्ड क्वेशन र आन्सर के थियो
All three people got their skins. We have wonderful cosplay on here. And our grand final, best of 7, is tied 1-1. Riyadh, are you ready for more? I can hear you. I'm sure you can get louder.
त्यही है बवाल गेमले भयो
Then let's send it back to our panel.
Thank you very much. We're ready for more. And now we already have 2 games. A maximum of 5 more. And here's the thing. We're going to be jumping into draft very, very soon here. So again, we have to assume that SRG
अब तीनटा गेम जित्न पर्यो जसले भयो नि
Now the question is, will we see an adjustment? Because in game number 1, CLPH, they bet on the Khalid. Will they change that out with betting on the CC?
I think there's definitely the possibility. I don't think they let the CC through again, at least first pick for SRG. If they do, then they might not pick up Fredrin. I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of different ways this draft's approached because for the first time in the meta, it's so open that you can take so many different avenues.
The question is, if they do open the CC, because since the meta's so open, you might as well find solutions rather than avoid the problem entirely. Does Sanford have a Paquito in this current metagame? Can he do that, or are they willing to roll the dice and say, do Lapu, wait till level 4, then get out of here?
हानमा सरले एउटा अन्डा ए दुईटा अन्डा एउटा ससेजले त्यहाँ 9 महिना पुग्ने गरी पेट भर्दिन्छ नि सरको ल्यापक्स नियम चाहिँ कपी पुरा
Such a good pick against the CC, but
गेमको कपी
in terms of converting
हजुर हजुर
to wins.
I don't know. Personally, for me, I tried punching.
यार साँच्चै कति कपी भइरहेछ है नामहरु
What's your thoughts on this?
We might be heading too far into the CC. I don't think that was the only problem completely in game 1. Like I said, I think the Kai, the Grok, Carl TZ had no play.
कसरी हटाउने यार साँच्चै यो ल्यापक्स नियम साँच्चै कति कपी भइरहेछ यार
Coming in from Innocent. It's hard to defend your title because
अहिले
every
छैन सर
patch favors a different team. Even throughout the tournament, the meta changes. During the group stage, it was about team fights, and it was about tank junglers in the knockouts. So we're lucky to make it to the grand finals again, which shows even in a span of 2 to 3 weeks, with nothing really changed in terms of patches, the meta can shift.
Even in 48 hours, the Innocent Beast
र्याङ्कमा 4 जना देख्नु भा आम्मो हो र
EXP lane, because that alone might be what dictates the team that gets the win in
के भन्नु भयो फ्यानी सर
I would like to think if that's solved, the next problem is that we were on the way to this anyways, the jungle, because the Akai is so good against the Fredrin. If the usage is not open and Carl TZ defaults to the Fredrin, do they ban the Akai? Is it open the draft to do that?
teams, or at least
नयाँ
the teams
game?
we've seen, don't necessarily bring out
ए नयाँ
the
squad
eye in the first phase. I don't think it happens once. Yeah, it did happen once.
In game one.
In game one.
I feel like SRG is the only one that
The only
200 डायमन्ड
SRG
म 1 डायमन्ड पनि तिर्दिन तपाईलाई त झन्
might be confident enough to introduce the
त्यही भने
psychology of the Akai countering the Fred
फ्यान्स हो
whenever they
सरको
do
झन्
it.
राम्रो
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Team Liquid if they want to stick with the entire.
यस सुशी म्यामले एउटा भन्नुभयो हिसाबले चाहिँ राइट हो
What if from Red,
जस्तो मस्तो जस्तो
they can only allow the Fred Red for SRG and do Red 3 Akai? Because Carl DZ plays a mean Akai. We know.
चिन्छ भनेको बजारले 2 वटा स्ट्रिम हेरेको रहेछ रे ए
I agree with what you're saying, but instead of the Akai fighting against the Frederick, I kind of feel like it's fighting Sanford. I feel like that's the one that we're really looking at here. Now, SRGOG betting on the Arlet, and now TLPH betting on the 1-1. Looks like the landslide
Orra?
band still. So at least for SRGOG, they want to go back to what worked.
It is quite crazy how we're in a meta right now where you have to literally think about multiple lanes and how you're going to counter them. From mid, with the Varus Jushin, with the CC and EXP, with the Kai Fred, I mean, all around the board, these teams and coaches have to think multiple steps ahead for this.
I like it because this shows that this is indeed the best of the best.
Yep. The Lapo will be banned out too by SRG.
मेरो स्क्वाड
Talk about EXP dominance.
Much adjustments.
ल हनुमा सर त्यहाँ सुन्नुभयो नि मेरो स्क्वाड फ्रीमा दिन्छु रे तपाईलाई ल सुन्नुभयो नि तपाईँले 200 मा हैन
Not just even the Kalia, even the
त्यहाँ हाम्रो उत्सव सर हेर्नु बिग शाउट हाम्रो उत्सव राई सर है थ्यांक यू सो मच उत्सव राई सर
heroes are all out in the wild now.
देख्नु भयो नि हनुमा सर कति कति मनको राम्रो मान्छेहरु छ नि हाम्रो सरहरु हनुमा सर जस्तो फोरी हो र
So do we think we see the Basha pick up from TLPH? +1 plays the comfort pick. With Lapu already gone, what's next on the Prowl list for EXP? Honestly, CC Lapu gone, I feel like it's a much more open pool now. A safer pool at that.
At this point, we might even see a Charisma.
I mean, the focus has been one of the considerations too. Previously,
YSS लाई ब्यान गरे यार
high in priority considered the other XP laners which came into play recently. So now they just go with the Baksha and Jusin.
I would like for this match to be flex. We know that it's most likely going to be in the jungle, but I like Red 3 as that stopper for Sikais. Because again, the Akai is such a game changer. If they go and leave Red 3 here and then don't attack,
कोही नयाँ छ नि यसो लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु सब्स्क्राइब
they're missing out.
I think they can just pick up the Akai maybe again. I think it can also do a heavy spin, dominate put a Farza behind it right here. I think overall solid. You get
सर हेर्दै गर्नु ल म खाना चाहिँ पकाएर आउँछु ल
I think you might even consider it maybe a glue perhaps, because that is one of his signatures.
खाना हो मम्मीले मारिहाल्छ यार
For the Joy as well as the Farsa here, so SRG, they still want to go for that assassin.
Yeah, I like the idea simply because it helps the Kalea be able to perform a bit more. The Joy can be the one to potentially dive in first, force out the Purifies, especially from key targets like the Jushin. I mean, that's the only one revealed for now for Team Liquid. And then the Kalea would feel a bit more encouraged to land those skills.
So last pick on the side of TLPH. They got a jungle mid laner. Do they lock in gold lane here to at least have advantage there? I still think it's very solid.
I can feel like Moscow is a good
Unless they're planning for another Paris. So they save their gold laner for
gold laner, because again you're on red 4, you get red 4 immediately after the bans.
So now it looks like it is going to be Assassin going up against Assassin again. This is two teams that really want to rush the tempo here. So let's look at the composition. What is this team Liquid missing at this point?
I think I'm still so I think SRG either didn't expect it, they got the Joy. The Joy was too early. At this point, TLPH just has such an advantage. I think on the second phase.
The first phase alone, Liquid are playing off the axis of effective range once more. Sure, you have a Farsa, you have a wombo combo with a Korea, but what do you do when Liquid is in your face? Like, that's the thing that Liquid is missing right now. They need a hero on Sanford that punishes that short gap, that in-your-face kind of range that SRG just haven't found the answer to yet.
So if it's just in terms of that, then the likes of SRG are also still open.
Parrot, like, these are the decisions that I think SRG should take out.
So that's my Team Liquid if both of them are banned out. But even for Cram, I feel. Because they're slowly running out of XP lane options.
Still out and untouched. Now the question, what if that's the only thing left in Red 4 suddenly? Sanford steals it. We haven't really seen much crazy picks from Liquid save for the Alpha in the finals yesterday. But what if here they start to do that in pursuit of the trophy?
If they steal the Ruby here, it's a very clean pick. Honestly, the pick would work for either side in multiple positions, right? I think if SRG gets it, it's a saving grace possibly for themselves. But Eng ban on the blue side, finally on the red
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's pretty good ban as well, because you don't want that disruption going for SRG. Now Team Liquid, his bot is still a question mark. They want to they can choose their gold laner here. That's going to expose them to SRG OG. So instead, they're going to take away their blue instantly. And again, this is a good pick for them, but also very good deny.
And the Ruby still looks like a good option. In terms of just sustaining yourself overall, the blue can split up into a lot of mini glues.
But the beauty of this is, SRG picks a Ruby. If they do pick a Ruby, Liquid has last dibs. OHIP can protect themselves. Liquid doesn't care about said Ruby.
I think at this point, SRG, you do something like Ruby. Hilda got banned out, so we could talk. No. I mean, Ruby Granger, I think Ruby Granger here for a little bit of range, just try to play safe, stay in the range of the Lantern and the Hayabusa.
Here they pick up the Phoveus instead of the Granger. Okay, we're going to the Phoveus. I feel like it's a decent matchup.
Favorite here, but now see the Granger, Moskov, Irithel, basically everything except Hard is open now.
The world is OHIP's oyster. SRG played on the defense while in blue. I think it's the genius of this draft. Liquid have found that hero that lives in their face. Red 3 is that blue. They can be any of these heroes. I don't think they need to really go out of the box.
They want more dive, backline, the pods there. So they have to reconsider the Joy and the Purify hero. So they go for the Moskov.
Yeah, Moskov is a good pick going up against this Granger as well as Joy. So Trek's final thoughts looking at the draft here.
I think that Hayabusa pick completely threw a wrench in SRG's plans. At this point, TLPH definitely from macro to team fight control. I like the draft.
Well, thank you very much, panel. You guys have been amazing. And now we're about to start game number 3 in this grand final. So we're going to throw it over back to Gideon and Mirko.
We've broken the curse of red side just yet as blue side reigns supreme. We go into match number 3 hoping something will change. If not, it might just be another blue side victory. Welcome everybody. The grand finals continues here today. Mid-season Cup 2025 and the Esports World Cup live in Riyadh is showing us everything we've wanted so far. Let's bring it back. It's going to be SRG on the blue side facing off against Team Liquid on the red for anybody just tuning in. Let the battle begin. Guys, starting on his orange, Carl Tizzy on his purple.
Yeah, you can really see both teams starting to respect each other's here, coming together, and really just forming a composition that definitely we wouldn't see in like game 1. Right? Like they're letting go a lot more picks, they are opening up so much more, but they're also denying so much more that we've seen in game 1, game 2. So at this point, I agree with Blofeld. I really like the glue into Phoveus. Thing is, though, all Phobies needs to do is just win out the early game and set SRG up for a good early game to just weather the storm. Because like, again, TL want to snowball with this composition with the Hayabusa, Juicy. Everyone else in the composition really wants to snowball and control over after Turtle 1. Yeah, I mean, that's why we're seeing a lot of that struggle come down from the EXP side. Like, Cram, if you look at the emblems, he's decided to take the concussive blast because he doesn't want to interact with Samford, right? And Samford, he's like, okay, sure, you come decently fast, but I'm going to try and freeze underneath my lane, and I'm also calling JP to my side of the map, just to make sure that if you are going to hit level 4 in time, there's going to be a brass tax on your HP. He's hoping to chunk out at least 50% of it.
Nothing crazy tenacity, vitality for Sanford, so he wants to be very, very tanky. Just knowing that this has been a pattern. When you're on the route to your very vulnerable, and Kelra's usually punish that very early, so having a little bit more sustain will be great, and Team Liquid are already en route to that first turtle. Pryo for Sanford, Pryo for Sanji in the mid lane too.
He also took the Wilderness Blessing on his side. He's not going for the tenacity, he's not going for pull yourself together, right? It's all about rotating fast across the map as soon as possible. First turtle,
It's fully loaded on Cram. He will lose it now on Moose. Puts his stacks down. And Carl is still taking it slow. Sky's over there. That's going to be the jump forward. Sanford able to play again. Has been stacked up. Mountain, and he will be able to go for it onto the Phobias. All alone has Dark Wave, able to go back and forth. So Ohead lands the SOD and comes into the fight. Innocent does the same as he walks by. Crab still going in with him for the pursuit. Sanford still in the midst of it all. Now Sanji picks up the kill, and that's the victory from Carl Teasy.
A long rotation. The shadows are close. The shadows are very, very close, but he's so clear. No, he's not going to kill him here, right? He's used the quad shadow. Sanji's nearby. Oh my god!
Sky just ran him down. Knew there was no quad shadow. Carl went a bit too ham. He pays for it with his life.
I'm surprised that Sanji didn't immediately show himself. Even he was questioning like whether or not this was going to happen, but it's not over. Stormy gets picked up in the mid, and now they find a trade back into JP.
It's not the best of trades, though. It's still great for Liquid, just because, again, Stormy was taken out. They only got Roamer here. Roamer mid, Liquid still with Pryo, but SRG have the kill lead in this game, and Skies should have a bit more to say now as he was able to take LTZ down, so more space for Farms to get that lead for Turtles.
I think there's a bigger argument. It's time to rehash the force of all the war. Are we going with the Jushin? Because right now this 2v2 is heavily in favor in Sanji, all because Baxia is part of this equation. Oh, okay. Alright, he gets the ult out. Okay, this time, nothing too crazy, at least it's going to expectations. But I want to see whether or not Carl TZ is going to be able to develop a lead as well, right? With that turtle on his side, and also picking up a EXP crab and sacrifice from Sanford's side, it allows that further lead for Carl.
We're back to just setting up again. The old game of just waiting for neutral objectives here. Cram is going for it again. Skies walks up, but there's no kill threat here. At least there shouldn't be. Sanford can just walk away with the longs.
It's just big chunks. Looking for anybody to make a mistake in lane. There we go. I mean, so do it as well as JP. The pressure is so much.
Just really want to deny that. First away, JP possibly is able to get his hand on the cannon minion. Now it's the invade that we've seen. A lot of those members from SRG rotate up top turtle.
His mid-way for this.
Walks up, Sanji still has Crimson Beacon, moves up, now Skies can get away. Oh, Sanji pops a long shadow kills him down too. It will be the backline targeted down. Skies still able to survive. Good kill from Cram as Innocent goes for the shots. One last one. Finding it there. Sanji unable to get the kill back, and it is Innocent double.
Look at the instant response. The UTLPH understood, hey, it's too late for us. Innocent's already here. You're not going to be able to run away. They quickly steal over that purple buff to enable Carl TZ to maybe snowball out of control for the next fight, while Ohem helps him out and even gets a free push on top side. So take the turret, take a couple of our members. We're not falling too far.
Now it's getting real dangerous for TL. Innocent has secured Sky Piercer. We know what he's done in the past when he gets a Sky Piercer early. Walks up, stunned up, Purify comes down. He dodges away from the Wither Air Strike, but he can't put the death to bed.
JP brought back by the top lane. Just as I mentioned it, it's 2 on the Sky Piercer, making 3. It's Sanford who buys a little bit more time. Maniac as well. Oh my lord, Innocent! Tell me that this man can do no wrong. It's in his name. Maniac this time.
Oh, wait, hold on. Carl's trying, though. He clears the wave with the help of the Oleb is able to recover a little. Nobody dies just yet. Oh, I was ready to eat my words. I was ready for Cram to go down just randomly.
Oh my lord. Way too aggressive. The snipe from Innocent. And then what happened next? It was JP all alone, but the rest of the team wanted to follow up. They knew Oleb was down, but they just wanted to stick together, and it ended up being so brutal, dude. I mean, the timing could not have been more perfect for me to say, hey, Skylanders are Innocent, and then goes in, Tsunami style, and they go down, and it's another for Stormy this time, not Innocent, who picks up the stack now. It's Stormy.
Okay, it's Stormy. It's 11-3. Okay, we're getting a little bit of game 1 here.
Sanfordलाई target गरेको यिनीहरूले नि है
like slipping away from Team Liquid. 1.8K, it's not that big of a deal. We've seen them turn this around. We need to see if SRG can close out the game and maintain this lead. I think a lot of that really depends on whether or not Yums gets his fleeting time at an early pace. Because once he does, that engine is ready to go. All it just needs is gasoline.
Thing is, Innocent. 6-0-2. Sky Piercer, you gotta remember. So he's at 40 stacks here. Want to prolong the fights, but how can you prolong the fight when Innocent always has an execute ready? Like, you get low enough and you just have to back away.
You just have to back away. He's also got the Malefic Roar as well, so JP's gotta be careful.
JP Darkwave landing skies now, looking stacks again. He can get full stacks on the teammates. It's only 2, but it will be a turnover. Sanford already in there. Winning the retreat battle, but Tsunami not lost it down, but he still has the quad shadow back. Innocent unable to get the executes down as Cram walks it forward. Cancelled by Oheb. Shadow kill and Sanford with a jump in the back from out of nowhere. And the game is turned on its head.
Ooh, what did I tell you? Nothing to worry about. Kill score in favor of SRG. There's not enough gold in the bank to turn it around. Sanford, what a play. 2 for 2. His fingers have been immaculate. Slowly cover the map and turn it red. Let's try one more time, right? Because everything looked like it was going well. No energy whatsoever. It's easy. Does an amazing nearby base himself, absorbing the shots, and then going in quickly with his Oki shadow kill. Sanford saw the angle, and it was perfect.
What a flank. I mean, he literally saved the game. That was looking real bad for Liquid. It was looking like Innocent was about to get more stacks. Everybody was so low. They were within the threshold of getting executed, but now they've recovered again. Liquid out of nowhere. Team fighting mechanics have gotten themselves back into okay zone. Yes, there's still a lead on Innocent, but the 40 stacks is now, it's down. I don't know how much he's standing on now, but it's not, again, that snowball number that you were expecting.
Yeah, I think he should be down to at least 15 to 20 stacks at this point. 28. 28. Now, looking at where the points are actually being felt, Cartesi and as well as Oheb. Oheb already has his 3rd item. He's finished that Trinity build, right? He is so prepared for these upcoming fights. And he's less scared to get involved in these fights. Obviously, he's going to come in last, of course, but that's not the only thing you should be worried about. Cartesi a solid 2-level lead over Sakai. You don't know where Carl is half the time. He comes into the fights super late.
Most probably
in this game, he's just been dealing damage. It's Sanji, I think, who will be the guy to execute members. I believe he will go for the Sky Piercer just like he has done in the past. And that's the winning angle for Team Liquid. If they keep going, there he goes, Sky Piercer already. I don't know if he's actually gotten any stacks on it, or he's still sitting at 0.
But that's the way it is. Again, if Team Liquid enough damage, percentage to be doing what Innocent's doing, picking up those stacks and executing members, it now becomes tough for Solano, Red Giants, OG Esports. JP's gonna open things up. Again, the Dark Wave not landing. JP, the backline is gone. He secures the neutral objective. That's Tsunami snap over to Sanford, but he's still able to flicker out. Now goes for the Valentine, and Bracio's back to the team. Now it's just Stormy. It's too clean. One more into Stormy as well. Wings by wings. This and Carl just taking his time, playing with the food. Holy shield. Throw him back. That could have been real bad if he was able to cut Stormy down. It's massive for Team Liquid. They get everything on the map. This tier 2 will surely fall to, yes, Oheb will get it. And now it opens up so much more space for a composition that was already deadly without all this tempo. Now with this tempo, brother, JP on the high-lows against Onyx, he came from the side to kill Sans. Now, they can come from any angle. It's crazy. It's crazy how Team Liquid are playing these fights so perfectly. And I think the worst part is that Sanford is making it tough. I think a lot of this fight boiled down to whether or not Cram can get some effective abilities down. And I think that his positioning, the Infernal Suit into the middle of the 4 of Team Liquid definitely costed Slango or Red Giants the fight. He should have taken his time, and if he was going to jump on somebody, it was probably Sanford first. He didn't use his ult just yet at that point of time. He knows he's going to get pulled out of position. You might as well start healing for that front line. 1,200 gold ENG. Stormy and Skypier's just should already be. I don't think he got a single kill actually that fight. But still, they got proper shutdowns. Kill's over. Now Carl T is very good amount ahead. Skies 2,000 gold lead already with the Endless Battle. And he's looking for his last kill in this game, which isn't going to be defensive. He's very, very strong. If he catches anybody by themselves, he was very good issue. You can see that they're slowly opening up the map with JP. And I think that's the biggest problem right now for the side of SRG OG Esports, right? Coming for a flank angle is pretty tough. Oh, the Shurikens did not connect to reveal Sagai's and cancel out his recall. But even so, JP and as well Sanford are the two biggest problems that SRG are facing right now. Sanford way more deadly, but also it just doesn't feel good to commit too hard on JP. Yeah. Oheb just farming up. It's very hard to commit on any of these members, like you said. All Selangor, Red Giants, OG Esports. It's Innocent, Cram, Stormy, and Skies before we see a single member from TLPH. Oheb? Oh, lands the SOD, goes for the Spear of Misery. Oh, didn't quite get the angle. But even when you're so far away, the fact that you're able to push in and put in the threat down and now utilize that to take purple buff. It's good for Liquid. Seal. JP goes in, Spear of Misery as well. Finalists coming down with the Revitalizers right there to provide the feel. And now Liquid have an angle. Carl with the quad shadow jumping in. Back to the Valentine. That's the Valentine again. Sanju the Crimson Big and Sanford jumps into the back, finding them as Oheb. Carl with the shadow kill. Oh, but in the end, it's still Sanford mounting it. He will find the kill. It's Cram against Oheb and JP. That's another oh my goodness, Sanford straddling, but it is over for game number 3. Red Sox broken wide open by Team Liquid. They are going to make sure that this is going to be one hard-fought battle of SRG OG Esports. They're going to try and climb up this mountain. What the hell, Sanford? God. How many resets was that? 2 resets? 2 full resets? Like, yeah. Amazing plays. He got the triple. How the hell did Sanford just do all that, dude? They just facilitated everything. They gave him glue, they gave him flicker, and that was the end of it. That's all he needed. Just the battle spell and glue's kit. He turned the game around, able to get the 2 in the back. He's assassinated Innocent. We were expecting Hayabusa to be the man. Glue's the man. Glue is the man. All right, we're going to be throwing it back to our panel to break it down for us. What do you guys think?
Is it too early to say if Team Liquid becomes a champion, Sanford should be the MVP? What a performance coming in from the EXP. I mean, like, to be fair, the entire series is all EXP, but Sanford clearly shows how strong he is on this picks.
The food chain was very clear. The Apex Predator stands tall on top of everybody, and you stand this way, you're automatically prey. The innocent beast in that last sequence, you can see it now, stood no chance. Like, well, he did kind of like he got away with that until he's like, oh,
And I feel like for majority of, I mean, we did say the entire focus on EXP lanes, and we put so much emphasis on their performance, especially when they're ahead. But in this case, the way Sanford played it was through plays that changed the way the game goes, and it favored their team suddenly just after those 1 or 2 plays that Sanford did, coming in from the back lines and just surprising them with the flickers.
Even with the fact that SRG started strong that game, Innocent started strong that game, and TLPH all takes is one big play to flip the table. 2,000, 3,000 gold is not enough gold in the bank to topple TLPH in a game.
Either ways, right now, whenever you're thinking about a draft, you always have to think about that EXP matchup, because at this point, I feel like you're in the grand finals, you just have to be honest. Cram, can you do it? And if you can't, someone needs to help. Because even Bomba said, looking at all the rotations, you gotta focus going on to EXP. So this is two big organizations. CL, they're just a few wins away to become the first organization to have 2 straight title wins here at the EWC.
In the span of 24 hours. Last night, Magnus Carlsen took it home. We are, what, 2 games away from Carl Easy taking it home. Big 4 here for game number 3. Big money, big pockets. Innocent, though, still dealing a lot of them, so it's not like Innocent can't do his job. It's just, what does the rest of SRGOG do with what he's bringing out? It's he couldn't. Dude, that's Sanford was too much. No, he will do a job, but he'll die, and the rest of them will die too. So it's not enough.
Because like it's not just Sanford that goes in, it's also JP. And that happened one time. I think it was in the objective which spawned in the upper half of the map, where it felt like SRG OG were the ones ahead. Well, they were ahead, but just because of that single play done by JP and Sanford, they could not position the ball.
Half the time, Sanji is the one who's willing to die. That's how beautiful and how well Liquid understands their dynamics. Half the time, Sanji will be willing to go, alright, good, forward. 40, you got the stacks, 40, you got stacks. Alright, let's go. That is what makes the whole 3K, 4K is not enough to make Liquid stop. That's literally putting
It's tough. At this point after game 1, it feels like TLPH has kind of found a way to win that EXP lane. Have found a way to conquer not just that, but in multiple lanes. You know, we saw as well in the jungle. I feel like overall, TLPH has grabbed the wheel of the draft once again.
Let's go. The ban on the CC changes the entire flow of the game this much.
I mean, like, to be fair, I would say the entire draft changes well, because the other thing that happened in game number 1 was that Akai, and even Kibomba said, there's no way for the Lapu Lapu to play here because there's so many peel, making it so that if you're being obvious that you want to chase after the Farsa, you're going to get punished. So maybe that's something that SRGOG just has to respect. As strong as everyone from TL, Sanford is just leading the charge.
And it's not like they banned the Akai. They just created an atmosphere in the draft wherein the Akai would not flourish. And they gave Sekais, they gave SRGOG. You pick Akai here now, and we punish you. That's how powerful Red 3 is for Liquid. How does SRGOG get out of this maneuver, this trap hole?
I think most importantly, I think the big whiff on that last one was picking the Joy that early. I don't think the Joy would have ever got banned. I think they could have saved that for second phase. And they immediately opened themselves up to the counterplay of the Hayabusa. The Joy essentially could do nothing in some of those matches. It was completely on the shoulders of Innocent there.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's why Ivan brought up they should have picked Glue as well as Farsa because it was still open. And at that point, there's not a lot of good counter matchups against the glue, because we saw even Cram had to choose the Phoveus. Strong hero, sure, but it is very glue favored.
I hate to say it, but slowly here in the latter half of the knockout stage, Phoveus is slowly becoming the fall guy. Teams that have nothing to pick for EXP, which has suddenly become maybe the lane to draft for, pick Phoveus and then suffer the consequences. Like, that is the discourse online. That is what people are saying. Like, oh, it's the Phoveus. Blame the Phoveus.
So first he didn't get a skin for years, and now he's the fall guy, and now even the team is like, you know what? We need an excuse. Someone pick the Phoveus. At least people can say Phoveus is like the new Eve on the international stage.
Yeah, I think one of the things we've really learned is you can't, whereas in the past, 5th pick EXP lane was completely okay. It was the meta of drafting, right? Save the XP lane for counterplay. Now it's like, you better get it in the first phase, or you're going to be left with Phoveus.
Even the second phase bans, like, they went for all other options. Even the Hilda was taken out there, of course, because they already picked up the Hayabusa, so they needed to make sure that he would have a great time in terms of jungling. But the Phoveus was the only one that was left there. And usually, it's a good response once you're in red side, but that's not what we're seeing anymore.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I want to touch on. Remember back in the stage, everyone bans out the Phoveus, everyone bans out the Arlet, but everyone's like, no, you take it, you take it.
No, even Liquid bans out the Phoveus. They did this to be able to set up for the Arlet Gambit, but now that SRGOG is on that too, they're like, okay, we're not gonna Arlet. You ban the Arlet, you can have the Phoveus. So it's a chicken and the egg situation now. I wonder how Coach Vecchi and Coach Arcadia are solving it.
I appreciate that now we're in the meta where EXP is so important. Because I feel like it's been so long where EXP is important, it's never the highlight. It's always the jungle, it's always the gold. Now finally, it looks like EXP is having time.
And again, I don't completely blame the EXP there. I think it's, you can have one when EXP loses, your Joy can't win against the Hayabusa head up. I think there's multiple kind of cracks starting to show on the line of SRG. And it was the same thing in game number 1 when SRG won. They had multiple winning lanes. If you're just losing one, that's okay. But you can't lose all around.
Careful about their picks still. Even though so much, during instances wherein we saw teams previously, even in the group stage or wildcard, pick up the likes of Vendetta, it still hasn't been going too well. Maybe it is damage XP and it is their era right now, but there still has to be, you know, you have to be a little more particular. It's not just pure damage XP laners.
Yeah, this isn't just assumption or perception kind of thing, because CC are such big glue now after game 3. Analysts watching at home, you guys can check the stats. Even heroes like Ruby get banned because of the side lane, the EXP lane. Heroes like Uranus, who always been, ever since that patch 1.90 has been a big pick, can still somehow rear its ugly head in the ban. So only this half a dozen heroes you have to consider. Half a dozen heroes that are dictating what you can do. I'm not even mentioning Esmeralda, which got banned last game.
So do we think, here's a question, we saw the Lapu and the CC both get banned in the first phase last time. Do we think that CC's ban, SRG can first pick it on the blue side? If the CC's that good, is Lapu have enough value of first picking up front?
I kind of feel like if SRG picks up the Lapu, might be a big danger. So I feel like that is at least 4,000, 5,000 times so he would know what he likes to use against the Lapu.
He's even got beloved coach Tic Tac, because there was this video going online wherein Tic Tac was asked by yours truly, when I say Lapu Lapu, which player comes to mind? He goes, Edward. He was like, Coach, why?
He felt betrayed.
He did.
You can only be betrayed by those people that you love.
Maybe that's why Carl was so upset.
Comparison is the death of happiness.
I shouldn't have asked that. No, it's on TikTok. It's on Homestay.
Yeah, I mean, you threw him. We all knew what the answer was. You didn't say Benedetta already.
What's with the players and the coaches nowadays of Team Liquid? Even yesterday, Carl was like, so do you think Garcia's
excuse me, sir. Which child do you love more? Dude,
that other family's kid over there. Coach Dick, come on!
Anyways, right now, looking at the matchup, the score is 2-1. Team Liquid has the advantage here. SRGOG, even though they got first pick, they were defeated in the previous matchup. We'll see which pick they decide on this time. But folks, looks like the big question really is on that EXP. Cram versus Sanford. This is going to be the biggest conversation we're going to have all throughout the grand finals.
So at this point, it's a tough spot. My question is, now that TLPH has won blue side, right, we know that blue side has essentially, I think, been the stronger side for a lot of teams, but TLPH has shown that we can out-draft either way. So SRG really has to think of something big here.
But it's always what? Because I kind of feel like Yisun Shin, CC, and so far their priority has been all the time. Will the priority change after this?
Trex, they already opened up the series with surprise. They showed us the drop, and that was a game changer. They brought back the Kai, answered the front, and answered Sanford. That was big. Is there a way for them to go back to that? That's what I'm looking for.
I think there is. I think the Kai could be clean again. I think Grok, things like that, showed that they work very well. Again, for me, the last draft, the big mess up was the joystick.
If they're gonna plan to go for that same draft, or something similar to that draft, then this is likely gonna be the Lancelot for SRG, because I believe that was the same card that they had in game #1. Team Liquid Philippines, I wonder if they're planning to change things up a bit too. Because they could also opt to not let SRG get their hands on their expected bio picks, such as the likes of the Kelra. And there you go.
So SRG very telling. It's them switching it up. Bring it up. This is a surprise. It was a surprise to many. And this is what we're asking for. A different approach to the draft. Some way, somehow, make Liquid second guess themselves. And in the spirit of the Grok and A1, put a wall between you and the stampeding cavalry, because that's one way to stop them. Make them slow down. Make them play at a pace they're not comfortable with.
Well, I think what's huge about this collab is we're telegraphing. We don't want to play a first pick. We want to switch things up. CC is banned out. Lapu still banned out.
Somebody's getting a YSS or a Lance.
You have to.
You only first pick last if you don't want that Akai. Because I feel like that's a big conversation. Do you want a carry? Or do you want a utility? Because carry last like best. But if they want to play utility, the Akai is best, but then something else is going to be first pick. Is there any priority?
I think they'll
go Lance, yeah. You can dash through the glue still if it gets picked up.
It's a lot of glue dashing, man.
So TLPH, do they take the high boost or do they go the Fredrin here? I think they maybe just go utility here with the Fred.
Do you risk the Akai flex from Yumes?
How likely is it that we see it from Yume? But that's Yume's though.
I'm not even discounting the fact that maybe Cram has a pocket Akai. Who knows?
I mean, like Yumes does have the largest pocket here.
Yeah.
Instant glue pick against the Jushin. SRGOG, they only had minutes to think about how to deal with Team Liquid. If they have an answer for the glue, it has to come out soon.
So do you Faramis in first phase?
I was going to say, do you Faramis first phase? Or,
honestly, with the changes in glue, I don't think that's counted. Because you guys saw the very last moment how quickly Sanford got off of Innocent and then immediately got onto Stormy. As a Faramis player, it's so hard to deal with that.
It seems like he always gets to mount on a certain member in that last fight or in that last game.
Oh, we don't have to be so absolute about it. It'll slow down the hop-in from side to side. But instead, they're not falling for it. No Pharaoh Mice. not around here. Instead, it's a Stormy special, the Farsa. And then for the first time in a while, a Uranus. So this is your XP lane matchup, the Glue versus the Uranus.
I wonder how Kid Bomba's gonna feel about the Uranus.
Let's call it.
Because like he disliked the Hylos. He disliked the Hylos earlier.
I like this better than the Hylos.
Yeah, but that's true. So
because Hylos has 4 legs, Uranus has none.
Yeah, he just floats around. He
floats.
can slow right to the back lane and harass people.
Oh, but the thing is, like, Cram did it once in the group stage. I hope it doesn't happen again here, where he just cuts the lane too far in and.
There's no way he's gonna, you know, die first blood again.
There's a Uranus specialist in the crowd. The General Dilar is watching.
Oh.
So he would have a
come here. Let us know.
Very strong opinion about this matchup.
So what's his opinion?
I'll check in with you.
All right, thank you very much.
Shoot a text, figure out.
Or I'll check your phone.
So Ban's coming in, Red 4 after that.
Honestly, this is a good time to flex any EXP friends you guys know.
Yeah.
And just bring them onto the panel. Batting up the Harif here. Yeah, I kind of feel like they got to slow TL down a little bit.
What was that, the Bruno?
Ooh, good ban. Maybe they want the Granger.
Yeah, and that's one of the, I mean, the Bruno. I think, so what, SRG, you ban the Granger at this point, right? With the Bruno ban, you're kind of showing that that's what TLPH wants. Then you just have Moskov left, Erthil, the pool gets small. We saw Innocent on the Beatrix. It looked good, even though they lost. It looked good overall.
I mean, like, to be fair, Innocent has been making everything look good.
I mean,
that's fair.
But here, though, there's no Kalea. I feel like they've been pairing the Beatrix always with a kind of hero who could make it easier to land the ultimates, the Bennett's Rage. I mean, not including the Renner's Apathy, though, because Innocent feels too independent when he tries to snipe down heroes from Team Liquid Philippines. And they banned the Granger instead, so yeah, it's either the Moskov.
Moskov up front.
Or Claude, right?
TLPH's Claude win rate isn't too great right now.
Because the Lancelot makes things so weird for heroes like the Irithel too. I'm wondering if they're...
So they do get a Hilda here. And this is it. Oh, wait, that's a Rome Hilda?
Wait. Oh!
Rome Hilda. It's an in-your-face fighting lineup from Liquid.
I mean, I kind of feel like when you have a Jushin, you need someone like that, right? That's your best friend. So now SRG, after seeing the Hilda, how do they respond?
They need heavy crowd control, I think, at this point. They need something that can either slow down the Hilda, something that can... I mean, they have zero crowd control currently other than Farza. We've been talking about the Ruby for a while. Could be a possibility in the hands of Yumes.
Ruby, Gato... Oh, no. Yeah, the Gato's still there.
Oof.
The Badang's the only one that's banned so far. So... Oh! Is it Kimmy Gold?
I'll be damned, it's a gold lane Kimmy. What's interesting here is they blind picked this gold lane Kimmy. Because Oheb can do anything, but I don't think Oheb should Irithel. Because he'd be dead, or at least half dead by the time he's in effective range.
Kimmy has been looking good at mid, but this is new. Being in gold, I wonder how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah. So
I'm not crazy about it. I don't know. I like Claude here. I think at this point it's like, hey, what do you want? You know?
So Graham's final thoughts on the draft.
TLPH, does they're gonna be able to keep themselves safe enough? I mean, the Hilda, the charge, always gonna make sure SRG is gonna be planted. And especially Oheb, we've seen several plays with the BMI.
He says the Uranus should be at the advantage.
All right, so now we gotta see, does that translate in games? In fact, much the Lord. But now we gotta throw it back to Merkel as well as Gideon for this game.
Thank you so much, LaFell, as well as our panelists. Once again, we're going back at it one more time. Match number 4 in this best of 7 series. SRG unable to win on blue side. Have TLPH figured it all out? Is this it as we go into the land of Dawn one more time? Looking at the compositions, I mean, me and Merkel, we all were like, okay, Oheb, he can go onto his Claude. He has reason to. Yep. But that Kimmy, is that necessary? That Hilda as well. And there we have it. First blood, G, the cheese on the top side.
I know we want to talk about that matchup at the gold lane, but we have to talk about the Uranus. Like, all right, we got info from Mr. Jala, General Man, who's watching probably right now in the venue. But the pattern for Kelra, every time he goes Uranus seems to just be the same. It's a template, cut level 1, and TL just read into that. This is what Mythic Seal also did to SRG in the group stage. They saw the Uranus, they bullied him in the lane, stopped that level 1 cut. And I hope it's not going to be the same story, because that was a stomp from Mythic Seal.
It was a stomp from Mythic Seal's side, but SRG, they have to play on their strong side.
Hello,
They have to go towards where he is,
welcome.
JP right now, opening up the map perfectly, knowing exactly where to go, forcing out a very early flicker as well. Innocent unable to land the Starlium just in time.
Yeah.
At the very least, for Sagai's, he's not going to lose. He's not going to walk away from his jungle with that brass tacks that we know that he'll
landing,
that
will give Yums a bit more space to play with. We'll recall back again. Yeah, that early kill will definitely set him back quite a bit. It's quite important to get the early turtle. That's him walking. I'm actually dodging away from the skill. JP. Oh, it's gonna be a flicker. Burns out Innocent. Has to flicker. We'll save it. The quad shadow comes in, and he's not even given the chance to go and flick out.
He was done, so he knew it. He knew that the jungle rotation was
TL,
going to be finishing his clear down on the bottom side of the map. He should have been a little bit more aware here, but now Sagai's looking for something back here. Oh,
JP. It's game time, man. Let's run it.
Just that, Sanford.
Let's run break and kill it.
Sanford Cram picks up the kill. JP in the backline as well. Sky's substitution backwards to defend Stormy. As Sanji pops in a Crimson Beacon to get away. Now pops in Lantern Flare as well. Will be the kite back here as JP continues to police Stormy. Walks up Shadow Kill.
That's
the Lantern Flare again.
Wait, Carl is lovely.
With a blazing duet, finding Stormy. He bounces back to the BMI, and it is a win for Team Liquiums. Has the AOG. Can he get out in time? No cancel out. He gets out with the AOG.
He gets to walk away for free. A great rotation coming in from OHEB's side to participate right at the very end of that. And honestly, catching out Stormy, great communication between OHEB alongside JP. JP already mentioned, hey, Stormy, he's already flickered. He's already used Wings by Wings. If you see him, you can jump on him for free. And OHEB said, say less. Flicker's right on top of him.
Now Team Liquid, like, their win condition is on. Like, very early on. It almost felt like they kind of knew the Kimmy was coming, because we were here talking about the Hilda Roam. We were like, all right, I'm not a fan of the Hilda Roam. Feather Airstrike, that's a taunt. Sanji just gets away with the Crimson Beacon. But then you see the Kimmy after the Hilda, and you're like, whoa, wait a second. Did they just read through that?
I mean, maybe. I mean, but why? Especially when Moskov was available.
Exactly.
So it's a little strange.
Oh no. A big bomb to start things off. The quad shadow lands, so he's basically as good as dead. Shadow, oh, Innocent, good timing again. He just doesn't miss on the flicker. AOG, but Sanji has another blink.
They have to communicate here. SRG OG cannot let this lead spiral out of control. This is what Liquid did to them so many times already. And with OHEB already purchasing a DHS, it's going to be really tough for Innocent to win out in this matchup consistently, especially when he has to rely on his passive so often. And you can see that OHEB is just double waving at this point.
Yeah, really wants to get OHEB ahead, and it makes sense. If he does get ahead, even further than he is already right now, it's going to be really tough for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports, because they want to play a clean front to back. And how do you do that against a composition that can dive you? And it's not just pure dive, it's a dive that's so random. OHEB pops in, the Blazing Duet has the BMI, won't be at any threat to die here, but Innocent is actually going to go for the Traction Pulse. But it won't quite land. Immobilization landing there. OHEB with a BMI backwards again will give the turret over. It'll be a trade up top as Carl gets his hands on the turtle. It doesn't seem like Sky's gonna even contest for it. Lantern Flare almost fully stacked up. Cram just given a bit more space. And Carl's actually not interested in the purple buff. They're just trying to delay Skies as much as they can.
That's a very good idea here. They can do this for basically forever with JP as well, Sanford being so unkillable, right? Like, come on, use your retributions, guys. We'll force you to do it.
Oh, my lord. The mount down too. They baited out a few of those skills. All right, it should just be, Sanford backing away. JP still in the bush. Oh, man, Skies not given any space. JP wants to make him walk back to base. And it is
Skies having to walk back to base. Innocent in the bottom lane, caught by the shadow kill. This time, no flicker.
Smoke and mirrors once again. Innocent, they knew it. They knew that Innocent's flicker was going to come back up. They had a window that they must punish Innocent, and they find it once again after having full information. JP on this Hilda so far has been disgusting. The amount of pressure he has applied, the pure vision they are getting off of this is more than enough.
And all in again, fully stacked up. He can go for the bounce out, but Skies gets away just barely. And Sanford didn't actually have the ultimate up. Oheb in the bottom lane, continuing this push. Look at Sanford. He's not going to give Innocent space. He knows Innocent has flicker. He wants to take it away from him. But luckily this time SRG have 2 bodyguards to guard him in the bottom lane.
And Sanford's like, I don't even need my top wave anymore. We've already unlocked the bottom side. Let's just let the split pushers do what they do best and start split pushing. Get neutral objectives, get structures.
Watch how to land it. He's going to hold on to it now. Oh, last one there. Good move by Skies. Evades from a possible kill over. But he just walks into his jungle to recall again.
He's not finding any gold. He's already fallen behind. Man, 3 levels behind. Such a whopping lead 6 minutes into the game, especially for Kaltizi of all people.
Hey, it's good traction, Pulse. Skies with the walk up again. Has the puncture. But their composition built to withstand assassins.
They're very thick. They can keep on fighting for as long as they want to. Now that Oheb has the golden staff, he doesn't mind these one fights. Oh no!
Flank again, the Mount comes in. GP has already split them up. Sanji in the front has a Crimson Beacon still. Thornrose coming down as Oheb jumps in with the Blazing Duet. The shadow kill as well. Used with the AOG back, but now he gets immobilized by Sanford. And mounted off, brought back again. Skies gets killed by Oheb, and Sanford gets rid of Yums.
This game's already done for, right? You can see how much of a lead that TLPH has. It is difficult unless we see a major mistake, but they don't even have the goal to press that advantage. The 4-level lead from Kaltizi says it all. The fact that Oheb full level ahead of Innocent with 2-0 and 3 as well.
Oh, no.
What are they gonna do about this?
No way, not Cram, that's a tag! Uranus able to flicker out in time. Sanji caught in the feather airstrike, but he does still have the flicker. Well, hold on to it. Skies walking up. Sanji flicker is out, and he survives, baiting Skies. Now it's Carl and Oheb going in as Sanford brings him back. A complete wipeout for Team Liquid.
This might just be the fastest game here. There's still the Holy Shield that they have to get rid of, but they will get at least 1 inhibitor off of this. 3 minions all still alive, and they crush it just in time. The lead is just too big. Team Liquid Stampede. You can feel the ground shake beneath them with a 9.4k lead, 8 minutes into the game.
Gideon, we've seen Stampedes. This game right here, this is a Stampede. We got a glimpse of that against Aurora.
I'm back.
We get to see it again in the grand finals. JP, oh, he's healing up and from Skies.
He has more EXP than some guys at this point. They are just that far ahead. Look at the player level ranking here. 14, 11, 11, and 10. Nobody on the side from SRG double digits other than Cram.
And if you ask Skies to explain how he's so behind, he just goes and says it's JP's fault, because it really is. He keeps on going in. This is the classic Hilda matchup against
for this upcoming.
As the stream गरेर बित्ने भयो जस्तै.
They're allowing Oheb to already not only finish the Trinity. Wait, hold on.
That's an all in over to Sanford, but he's
अघि नै 2 घण्टा कति स्ट्रिम गर्यो.
Oheb getting a kill on Skies again. JP zoning them and
lovely
by Sanford.
अघि 3 घण्टा अब झन्डै 3 घण्टा. Lovely.
Liquid want to end it right here, right now.
Oh, Oheb, he's making this look easy. The Filipino sniper does it once more, and they completely wipe them out. They're gonna, you can seal and close this game. I mean, you can try, but you won't even be remotely close. Team Liquid Philippines, bring it all the way. They are currently.
It's Koda.
The dominance that we've seen.
Lovely.
Can be
अघि त्यो मात्र गरे हो के सर.
But in the game, as Liquid's opponents like Selangor Red Giants, OG Esports, could they even explain?
तर मैले अघिदेखि स्ट्रिम कन्टिन्यू गरिराख्नु पर्ने लङ्गेस्ट स्ट्रिम हुन्थ्यो मेरो.
until they lost in that moment. They were just wiped. They had no answers.
6 घण्टै हुन लागिसकेको रहेछ
Lost as soon as that first blood came through.
भइसक्यो 6 घण्टा
Dominance from JP's side.
खाना बसालेर त्यही माथि अड्काइदिएर यार सर मलाई
All the way to the gold, and you can see that compounding interest in OHEB alone. Every smoke and mirror that was thrown up by the side of TLPH.
Lovely game, lovely.
Every single time.
अब एक
Beautifully done by Team Liquid Philippines. And Selangor Red Giants OG Esports, they got to go back to the drawing board. They got to pull off a crazy comeback here to stay in the grand finals.
Maybe our analysts have an idea. Let's throw it back to the
How
panel.
do
they break out of this?
That is going to be the question, because they only have one more opportunity to survive in this grand finals, because as of now, Team Liquid has match point. And like our caster is talking, the game just keeps on going faster and faster and faster. At this point, SRGOG, what else do they have?
It seems like
have
reached maximum velocity, and this is the cleanest we've ever seen them. Even though I'm saying that's absolute cinema, that's what there's a weird part of the script that I don't think any of us expected. The gold lane
dominate that.
I have zero words for it. It threw me off, and we saw in game 1 they were willing to throw some picks that caught us off guard, but they were for a reason. They had a job to do, and the goal Kimmy just didn't feel good.
God is young goat.
Yeah, I kind of feel like because Kimmy, you don't actually auto.
You
gotta target. And going against a Claude.
The lineup. Usually where we see the Kimmies come in, even for the mid lane Kimmies, have to have people who could literally guard for the Kimmy or stand in the front lines.
3-1 भयो
I feel like
अब
it
एक हो
doesn't just matter for SRG just because of the
अब एक हो सर अनि
because they needed something to stop TLPH and the speed.
कोही नै हुन्छ नि चाहिँ लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब पनि गरिदिनु मेरो ल hit the subscribe icon come on guys.
SRG and based on their lineup, they had absolutely nothing to do that. Maybe at most Yums, but that's just the Unbreakable or the AOG, which you still have to channel before you get to land, and he had to use it several times to get away from the stampede of Team Liquid.
The last hurrah here, this SRG just go back to utility.
I think that's definitely a possibility. If they're going to pick a Kimmy, they need utility in the front line. I think they need to go back to having a hard crowd control setup against a team like TLPH that wants to be all around you and attack.
Call TG.
Right now, look at TLPH. They're focusing heavy on being in your face. You need something to stop that and put them in their place.
And as of right now, so far, the most successful is with that Akai. We're going to see if they're going to be changing it up because, again, this is their final opportunity for them to defend their MSC championship. And Team Liquid is just one win away from making a lot of history, a lot of records, completing their own trophy cabinet, making Team Liquid the first organization to win 2 different titles in the same week. I gotta say right now, if I'm
खतरा नि भाइ अब देंगे होला है लास्ट म्याच एउटा झन् तल्का आउने गरी हान्नु पर्छ नि बबाल
in the arena is palpable, and I'm wondering how is Liquid keeping their
Extra Gwynny like
because that's one of their problems, right? Overheating. They have to also watch out for that.
And right now, since we're talking about breaking records,
Vexanaलाई कति बफ हान्ने हो
he broke a record as well, a personal record for himself, where I believe
यस्तै हो है स्किन लियोस् भनेर बफ हान्दिन्छ अनि हिरो यति बलियो बनाइदिन्छ त्यही भने
the 3 past MSCs, and that's where they fell in the semifinals each. That's what Sanford was referring to as the semifinals finish. So imagine the consistency and the skill involved in doing that 100 turtles across 3 years of competition.
As of right now, everything
September
is looking good for Team Liquid. SRGOG again, final chance here. We're going for a short break, giving opportunity for both teams to really think about their own strategy before possibly going to the final game. So don't go anywhere. After this, we're going to resume the grand finals.
ला अब अर्को एक एड निकाल देते हैं कुन चेयर को प्रमोशन होला यो बा स्पोन्सर होला नि तर हाम्रो त्यो 25 लाखको टुर्नामेन्टमा अति गरे है सर 25 लाखको टुर्नामेन्ट अति गरे है त्यो चेयर पनि ध्वस्त थियो यार छ्या टुर्नामेन्ट चाहिँ 25 लाख को रे यार तर त्यो 1 करोडको बजेट हो नि सर खास त्यो हाम्रो 25 लाख गर्ने टुर्नामेन्ट आएको थियो नि इसानबाट त्यो खासमा 1 करोडको बजेट हो नि बाँकी भयो होला नि 25 लाख अनि त्यहीबाट मिलाएर गरे होला नेपाल हैन मान्छे चाहिँ विकास हुन्छ त्यो एक दिनको लागि त्यो पीसीहरु लगेर सेटअप ल्यान्डको लागि सेटअप गर्नेहरु कति लिन्छ होला है हैन 69 को हैन नेपालको त्यो अफिसियलबाटै गरेको थियो 69 को त कति थियो 40,000 को थियो जसलाई प्याकेजमै लिने होला अझ त्यो यस्तो ल्यान्डहरु हुँदाखेरि त्यो स्यामसङबाट गर्यो भने स्यामसङ किन्ने रहेछ के फोन चाहिँ हैन अनि 2-3 दिन युज गर्छ नि त ल्यान्डको लागि अनि त्यो बेच्दिने रहेछ के उनीहरुले सस्तोमा 10-20 हजार घाटा खाएर बेच्ने रहेछ घाटा त के भन्ने हो मैले सुदन सरको लाइभ हेर्दा त्यो भ्लग हेर्दा त यता वाइफाई पनि छैन कहिले काहीँ बत्ती जाने ठेगाना हुँदैन डाटाबाट खेल्न पर्छ यस्तो यस्तो भनिराख्नु भएको थियो फोर मिरेकल वाला हैन सर यो 80 मात्र भएको थियो सर फोएम गायब भयो यार सर तर एक्चुअली रिभेन्ज हुने गरी कमब्याकै आउनु पर्ने थियो के यिनीहरु त्यो बेजत मात्र भएर बेजत भयो अब जान्छु भनेर गा जस्तो भयो के भन्दैन थियो नि त्यही उनीहरुले त्यो त्यसरी जानु भन्दा बरु हामी आएर केही गरेर देखाउँछौं भनेर एउटा कमब्याक चाहिँ ल्याउनु पर्ने थियो के
Yes, they get to pick their sides. Yes, likely they're going to go blue. But when you're faced with a force of nature, such as Team Liquid Philippines, playing the way they have,
BBC त फाडी हानेर कोरियातिर के कहाँ गयो हैन युके युके गयो ठिकै छ ठिकै छ लाइफ पनि हेर्न पर्छ है
where it's Liquid chasing you down and there's nowhere to go.
I mean, for the past few games where SRG has been winning, I think the plan was to work around a favorable matchup for Innocent. It was something we did not necessarily see in the previous game. The Kimi clearly struggled to a certain extent, and they weren't able to really play around the goal lane. So I feel like that might be one of the options they can consider. But Team Liquid 2 just feels like they've already solved this entire idea that
कन्ट्याक्ट चाहिँ हुन्छ अहिले पनि हैन
And I really feel like that's the idea. Stormy and Nissan can do damage, but
Sudeep, like Sudeep.
Then it's like, well, good luck dealing that damage. Like, maybe Sanford will die, maybe. Then, so it's all the damage along.
BBC अब आउँदैन अब आयो तर आयो भने उले ट्रोल चाहिँ खान्छ तर उसको च्यानल चाहिँ ग्रो चाहिँ हुन्छ क्या मान्छेहरु त्यही भन्नलाई भयो भने इग्नोर गर्ने हैन हेर्नलाई भयो भने आइरा हुन्छ क्या
Again, I came into this thinking SRG
the commentary
as long as they can get a nice even draft,
त्यही भने त्यो गालीसाली इग्नोर गरेर हैन इग्नोर गरेर भ्युज पैसाको लागि मात्र गर्ने भए टन्नै आउँछ नि सर त्यसको त
For the past maybe 2 games, they've gotten subpar drafts. There have always been 1 or 2 picks where we're like,
game
this is that game wherein there should be none. Every single pick, 1 to 5, should be
त्यो टुर्नामेन्ट भन्नु हैन
against what Liquid wants to do.
Now we're jumping straight to the draft here. Possibly the final draft of the game. SRGOG first pick, betting out the Lancelot. Team Liquid betting out the 1-1. At this point, TL should not adjust anything here.
Base of 5 हो यो base of 5 हो र
The R-Lot has not been banned yet.
यो 4 नम्बर कि 5 नम्बर गेम सर 5 नम्बर हो
To script here for them at least and what they've been doing, but are we maybe looking for a possible R-Lot pick up front, blue side first?
के भन्नु भयो साफ सर तपाईले
SRGOG, we might
तपाईले
see
के
another
भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ
situation where
तोतीहरुले
they
के
now
बहाना
the
बनाए
likes of the Akai, because the Akai and the Arlot, they do well together once you put them in a single draft.
But if
त्यो खै के पो थियो यार एपेक्स
Honestly, I'm more worried here because honestly they are setting up for the Arlet, but if you first pick Arlet, what's stopping TL from picking up Akai?
Yeah. So is this SRGOG? Is this Crab team captain taking the reins? Hey, coach, we gotta switch it up. We gotta first pick Arlen.
I think even beyond the Akai Jushin that can be
मैले नि भने हैन हनमा सर
consider the Fredrin if that's going to be the case, if Arlet
तर त्यस्तै हो यार
SRG just to limit the combinations that we can see from them.
तर जस कुनै त्यो त्यही भने त्यो खासमा त्यो नेपाली प्लेयरहरूले नि भन्न पर्ने हो कि उसको टिमकोले यस्तो भन्न हुँदैन भनेर
So there's the Arlen.
So this should be
Jushin Akai or Jushin something else.
I don't know if I see TLPH picking up the Akai immediately. I just don't know if it's like
तर
in their repertoire.
तर आफ्नै देशमै आएर त्यसरी भन्नु चाहिँ
Put that in. I think it's good, but I just don't know if it's
देशमै आएर त्यति भन्नु चाहिँ नहुने हो
But do they have answers to the Akai if it comes out again? Because
देशमै आएर त्यस्तो भन्न चाहिँ नहुने हो यार
Arlot too. That gets
इन केस उसको ज्यान तल माथि भएको भए हैन केही गरेर सबै जिम्मा त उसलाई बीबीसीलाई जान्थ्यो नि
I think they're really digging hard
उसको कन्ट्रोभर्सी भइरहेको थियो उ देशमा आएको थियो उसलाई मारिदियो कसले गरे जसले गरे पनि बीबीसीले गरे भनिदिन्छ सक्यो
Still very much flag. So SRG, they should go for the Akai here, and then plus something. The only thing is, what is that something? So far, they've been prioritizing the Farsa.
एपेक्स नि अहिले ग्रो भएको छ
Change it up by picking up something like a Granger.
एपेक्स नि अहिले ग्रो भएको छ जस
Yeah, suddenly the question swings back to the cavalry saying, have you solved
200 वाचिङ 100 200 वाचिङ आइरा हुन्छ
Fredrin. Oh my goodness, wait.
Are we gonna see an old flame from Carl Teasy? He's gonna bring it back.
The Akai Basha.
I'd be so surprised if.
Is that overkill?
I mean, they went Akai, Grok.
ओए आर्लट पायो सर
Make sure they lock in Sanford against the R-Lot. Still, things are. This is the most leveled playing field in terms of first phase of draft.
Sanford
we've seen
around
in
one,
the
eh?
past 3 games.
Correct. Again, 1 to 3 so far for SRGOG. Check. It's a equal
अस्ति त्यो के अरे ओनिकहरूलाई कस्तो हाने है आम्बो
for ban-wise. There's the Bruno. All right, so even Liquid, they're so comfortable with this draft, they're just saying, okay.
ल्यान्सरर चला जस्तो चलाइदिएर यार त्यसले त
And it might be another situation where Innocent is just
Shing,
forced
shing,
to
shing, shing.
pick a hero he's not entirely comfortable with or that doesn't entirely fit well into the lineup. But there are many gold laners you can play around because
यिनीहरूको सेटअप मात्र छ्यापा नपाएको भए त बवाल हुन्थ्यो यार
I think still SRG, if they're going to ban Bruno, you got to ban maybe Granger.
त्यही कुर्सी पिसी हैन
If you immediately respond to their ban, then at least you have another possible response ban after.
टाइम आउटको के भयो कि भन्नेवाला बटम होला नि
Angela. Oh.
That's a good read. Again, I think in addition to the principle of 1 to 5.
एन्जेला किन ट्याङ्की भएर होला सर ट्याङ्की ट्याङ्की छ नि त तर एन्जेला किन ब्यान हाने यार साँच्चै
Arlet?
ए हो एन्जेला
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
एन्जेला रोम लिन सक्छ होला
Is that a last match hurrah kind of thing?
के भन्छ हानमा सर
Unless you have an answer for the glue that is not the Arlet, I don't see this Arlet going wrong.
Yeah, I think Arlet is clean, and then you pick up. I mean, honestly, once again, they could go for something like the Grok here in the roam. It worked really well with the Farza. You get the customized, you get quick,
Keep prediction.
clear. And if this Basha ends up in, if TLPH sticks with a utility jungler, then you're
ए
doing
फोरी हानमा सर अघि म पनि त्यही त भन्नु नि अघि फर्स्ट देखि नै
Did we hear that right? Why is it not showing just yet?
ओए मे फोरी हानमा सर
That's the hero that Liquid used to take down Onyx yesterday. So
यो हानमा सर लास्ट फोर यार बहाना मात्र चाहिन्छ अनि मलाई फसाउनलाई
SRGOG are on Coach RC and Coach Tic Tac.
Or could they be setting up for the likes of a Claude or a Harith? Because you do not want that knockup to cancel you out once you do go in with either the Zaman Force or the Blazing Duet.
हानमा सरको नाम यार हानमा सरलाई नै यहाँ एमएससी मा छिराउनु पर्यो कोच डिक राखेर
definitely, at least this should telegraph that Basha is
कोच डिक
a Matilda pick. And all they need now is a gold laner. So SRG has a good read at least how they can pick these last two picks.
Kind of feel like if they don't pick up the Claude, Team Liquid will probably pick it up. Because again, what's stopping them from picking the Claude again?
Yeah, once you do the double laning again, you also have an immediate answer to.
अहिले नेपाली स्ट्रिमरमा रेन्जुरियस भन्ने नि खतरा ग्रो भइरहेछ नि रेन्जुरियस
But they pick up the Cho, so could they consider another?
रेन्जुरियस भन्ने हाम्रो कस्मिक सरको दाइ पर्छ रे खतरा जस्ट ग्रो भइरहेछ
Because again, there's a lot of gold laners left, but consider that Oheb will be able to
1100 पुग्न लाग्यो
There's the Moskov. Granger's wide open. Claude is wide open. I'll be damn, Harith is open.
क्यामेरा
It's
स्यामेरा
not physical, so this is 99% sure physical.
कति लगानी हाने होला है सर यिनीहरूले
When all else fails, you pick up the Cho. Because
does it win when all else fails though?
Yeah. Okay. That's you.
सुदन सरलाई रमाइलो छ यार डायमन्ड आइराख्छ ट्याम ट्याम
This is gonna be a hard game for the Cho, but sometimes you just gotta throw it up to fate, you know? Like, this is my best hero. If I win, I win. If I lose, at least I have no regrets. So, honestly,
1 lakh
SRGOG, it does look like they're just going for their final strongest pick. Works or not, this is their last possible chance.
1 lakh diamond बाबा
And now I'm gonna be throwing it over to Mirko as well as Gideon to call this game.
Thank you, panelists.
रमाइलो रहेछ यार सुदन सरलाई
They figured it out. Red side is now their side, despite having hearts of blue.
तर सुदन सरले मेहनत पनि गर्नु भएको छ नि
Again, the defending MSC champs. They're not gonna let them take it that easily. They're looking to stampede.
यो लास्ट हो यार अब त हानेन भने त खोले
Into this next game. Good luck to both of these teams. Whatever happens will happen. SRG Slang or Red Giants OG Esports playing from the blue side.
कति जुक्सिन है
Liquid Philippines on the red side. Such a dominant
जुक्सिन नै जुक्सिन यार
Now or never for SRG. They gotta show what they've got here. But the composition.
यिनीहरूले खेल्छ अनि नेपाली सर्भरमा मेटा हुन्छ क्या हिरो
To the Arlet pick that they went for very early on.
अस्ति केरलाले मेटा के लेला चाहिँ हानेबाट कति चला लेला यार
With Onyx ID yesterday against TLPH when they were put on in a corner. And now it does seem like we're seeing the same skies on the utility jungle.
सान्जीले फार्सा पाएन नि त त्यही भएर होला
You wouldn't really categorize as comfort.
Yep, I mean, it's an interesting composition.
फार्सा नपाएर होला सर
Look down at the gold side. But now Yumzin as well as Stormy, thanks to this Cho pick, they don't have to interact as much, right? You know that
तर बेस्ट मिड लेनर सान्जलाई पाएको थिएन पहिला
has a better time in lane.
पहिला
Worst comes to worst. If Innocent has to play on that weak side, that is why the Moskov makes a little more sense. Because we were thinking carry. So many tanks on the side of Team Liquid.
यो स्यानफोर्ड यार कस्तो यार आम्मामा
They needed something to go through these tanky boys, and you can see for Team Liquid, they're playing into it. They know they've got so
यम्सको आयो यम्सको
so
चौँ
they
यम्स
build on it. Tenacity for Sanji, tenacity, vitality for Sanford, firmness for Carl TZ too.
Oh man, it's going to be rough, especially if Team Liquid are able to win out Turtle 1, because that basically guarantees
इनरले जस फाइट लिँदाखेरि स्किल हान्छ अनि जस पछि आएर फेरि स्किल मिलाएर फेरि हान्न आउनु खोज्छ क्या हाम्रो त जुद्यो भने जुदै हुन्छ है नमरेसम्म कि त्यो मर्छ कि आफ्नो टिमको मर्छ
Let's see how they play out, because Carl, he's about to hit level 5.
Yum's gonna go for G Kundo. Sanford goes in for final slash already used up by Cram.
तर एउटा चाहिँ अपोनेन्टले पनि त्यसरी रियाक्ट गर्छ नि त त्यही भएर नि हो क्या हाम्रो नेपाल माथि लेन खाली पायो भने पुश गरे गर्छ ओए Sanford
Tanky at this point. Skies is gonna get pulled back for now, but Team Liquid can out sustain. They can keep on doing this. That's why Carl teasing.
Sanford
Instant invade, and they want more.
Sanford त चढेर हाने नि यार यत्रो एचपीमा कस्तो हेर्नु नि त्यहाँ कन्फिडेन्ट मथिल्दा छ है अनि त्यही भएर होला सर मथिल्दा छ त्यही भएर होला इजी टर्टल लग दे यार अघि फर्स्ट गेममा कस्तो हाने थियो है खत्रै हान्छ क्या हो जस्तो लागिरहेको थियो
Hey man, Stormy needs to dish out damage. I guess that's what.
फर्स्ट गेममा ब्रुनो हान्दाखेरि हेर्नु न
Spirit Misery actually getting a bit of damage back onto Oheb.
त्यो ब्रुनो
And if you're talking about miracles,
त्यो ब्रुनो अति ड्यामेज दियो नि है सर
has done that at M6 against CFU.
कस्तो लभली स्केप हान्छ यार त्यो के रे मथिल्दा भयो भने
Try to get the comeback here. Sanji has a Purify, has comes to Beacon as well. Yomes with a way to Dragon, but Sanji doesn't even use the Purify. He just walks away, or rather blinks away.
Nicely played by Sanji, making sure that most of his resources aren't wasted. Yomes didn't use that flicker as well. Innocent now getting attacked.
No way the Dragon, so there's no
Hello?
risk of JP actually getting picked off. G Kundo, Spirit Misery. Still, Sustain has the Purify still. Will soak in the gold minion cannon up to
our last one.
It's just a slow
Our last day game.
Neutral objective. It was a good initiation from the side of SRG OG. They understand that, hey, we forced two people to actually go for an early recall. We know that Oheb is too low to go back into the lane, so maybe we'll use this timing to take away JP. And JP knew, you have no way to lock me down. I still have the Purify, worst comes to worst. I still have a Circling Eagle. If necessary, I can just take the damage. For now, SRG, they're looking for scraps. They're looking for anything right now.
But what can they get? They look for picks, but there's a Purify everywhere. There's a guiding wind. If Paltizi does get taken low, he just gets.
तर यो गेम यो गेम पनि तन्कियो भने लास्ट त्यो हुन्छ यार सर हाइपमा हुन्छ यार
It's difficult knowing the Purify still attack Carl. With the shield unity, Sky's already dashing in forward, and Eternal Cryo moves over, shield unity over to Yomes, that's another! On him too. That's with the circle. Eagle Sanford with a jump on Innocent. Gets the full
Oi,
sack
Matilda.
on him. Will be pinned
Oi,
to the wall, but
Sanford, oi! Oi, Sanford त अब सिधै मोस्को माथि
and the turtle. Crab walking back.
ओए नबली यार
Who pushes him back into words. Oh,
Cardi's down.
Gets the kill on Sanford. And all of a sudden, hope is in the air for Selangor Red Giants. OG Esports.
यिनीहरु त स्केप हान्ने देखेर अचम्म लागेर आउँछ यार मलाई
Looking good initially, but the fact is, Homie is extremely careful about where Sanford is now. He needs to not get cancelled out as soon as possible. That's why he's a little hesitant to just rip his abilities right off the cuff, especially when this EXP later is missing on the map. So guys held out well, but Cram, at least he was able to make the play, and now they make another.
Didn't even go for it though. Taunt on Carl.
Wait, Cardi's.
Safety. So it's back to even on the board. Innocent needs to scale up, but SRG know it. They need to play for it. Sanford.
कामै त्यही हो सर
That team fight on the glue. Went in, did an amazing job soloing Innocent, but then dove in with the mount.
Yeah, almost immediately as well. Cram, he's just trying to control this lane. It's been stacking up. He didn't lose too much, not a substantial amount of minions, just one.
कस्तो दामी हान्ने यार आर्लोट
In terms of the gold lead we've seen, it's really just between Stormy as well as Cram.
ओ हामी कसिङ सरले नै हान्नुहुन्छ नि यसरी नै खतरा
374 down against
ल क्या लभली हान्नुहुन्छ यार कसिङ सरले नै आर्लोट
quickly try and convert, right? Because SRG, the power spikes, it's coming on the horizon, but it will come in two phases. Stormy's first and second item, depending on whether he goes for the Genius Wand into the Glowing Wand or just straight into the Glowing Wand. Cram, honestly, you don't really have to worry about it for the most part, but Yumes, if he's a little too tanky, then it becomes a bit of an issue.
Oh, again, it's going to be the initiation on Carl, or just poke actually. See, Selangor Red Giants OG Esports have the advantage when it comes to making it to the late game because they have so many more damage dealers. Meanwhile, Team Liquid are really just over damage for Sanji to maybe also get executes down if he goes
को पोजिसन मात्र हेर्नु न
I think it's going to be a double Sky Piercer angle here. Wait, the dragon over to Carl TZ, but the airstrike is everything used with the guy to win, gets him the safety. Gets a 3-man immobilization.
Carl TZ ओए lovely Matilda.
By the Crimson Beacon, Lantern Flare, and Oheb is right there for the take it. It's going to be Sanji with the kill. Cram
down.
Sanji still with the Lantern Flare again.
ल ग्याङ मा हान्यो ग्याङ मा खाए ओ lovely ओए lovely मानै छैन त्यससँग सर फार्सेसँग मानै छैन ओए ओए lovely ल क्या दामी ड्यास त दामी हाने थियो ओए lovely ओए यार सक्यो खुल it.
He's already got a malefic roar in the bag at this point. Sky Piercers going perfectly fine, but the worst part about it all is the fact that Samford, these initiations, these long fights work out in his favor. You can see
क्या दामी त्यो मजिदा हेर्नु नि त्यहाँ क्या दामी पोजिसनमा बचाइदियो यार त्यसलाई
on top of a crucial team member. He doesn't want to hurt his own team, but Samford doesn't mind. And this is costing Innocent free auto attacks for him to eventually reset his own dashes, which he can't do, which is why Oheb gunned him down.
The gold leader ready for the Granger. For Oheb on the Granger. It's building up so much and everywhere. It's a lead for Team Liquid. Even for the lane, maybe you would expect it's also an odd build, but build, and they kind of need it right now. Cram's going full damage. Fury Hammer into the Sea Halberd.
He's gonna have to try his best because at the end of the day, it boils down to, can you kill Sanji? Can you kill Oheb? Everybody else is well, basically for free. Oh no, he's gonna try for it at the very least.
ताने गर्ने है
Look at that, Yums. Oh my lord, not even
कस्तो ट्याङ्की यार त्यो कार्ड चाहिँ
Carl walks in the jungle. The Stampede is looking good for Liquid and for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports. Hope is all on Innocent. Can he save SRG?
The Team Liquid Riders right now are just holding strong. If they keep up this momentum, this 4.4K is eventually going to 2x very quickly after this mid-tier 1, and they know it. But they're going to start to clear up that wave, and a Genius Wand finally purchased, but it's 9 minutes into the game. They're so
ग्रु कस्तो खतरा हाने यार त्यसले त्यसले क्या चाहिने मान्छे कस्तो दामी छिरेर पिकअप हान्न चाहिँ त्यसले मोस्कपलाई यस्तो प्रेसर दिइरहेको थियो अघिदेखि यार ल
And will fall for the 4th time this game, Team Liquid. This could be a reload again. Sanford just taking every shot. And he gets the guiding win back to safety. Carl gets the Lord. An SOD landing, but there's no way he takes it. Sanji! Again, give it all the space for now another Cram falling to the bullets of Oheb. There's just too many of them. The death ball, the Team Liquid are bringing it back. Making this game fall out of control. Yumes cannot find an initiation. They're too closely knit together. Two turrets off the holy shield cracking under the pressure 10 minutes into the game before the Lord even spawns. We knew coming into this tournament, Team Liquid were the favorites. We knew that the meta really looked to be molded to their strengths, but what
यिनीहरुको गेम हेरेर जोश खतरा आउँछ है अनि हाने भने अनि प्रेसर आइ हुन्छ
There's a chance SRG get it done. Now the only chance is if TL make a mistake.
We're going to have to see, because now the siege is going to begin, and for Oheb, he's just shooting fish in a barrel, right? They're so close to that checkmate angle. 9,000, they cracked one inhibitor open, and that second wave might just end it for them. Innocent down to 50%.
यिनीहरू 5 म्यानमा स्ट्रङ हो क्या सर खासमा हैन यिनीहरू सोलोमा गए यिनीहरू कुडै खाएर आइरहन्छ सर
Liquid are managing the waves. They've dealt with most of the holy shields. They'll finally have the Lord charging up top. They'll go into the bottom lane instead. That's going to call TZ walking up.
Hello, Alpha sir. Till better love sir.
Very low to bottom lane. Final start from Crab. Last ditch effort as Innocent goes in for damage. But Sanford still surviving and Oheb gets the kill on.
Wait, save yaar Sanji bacho.
Crab was willing to sacrifice himself. But that second wave, that was the big problem here. They could look to siege one more time. Oheb, he's got the resources. Sanford, he's pretty tanky.
के हो यार man त्यत्रो छिरेर अनि बचिरा थियो
With Innocent with a full Trinity build, they might have just bought themselves.
Here's like feather on it.
A missing inhibitor, but at least it's on the bottom side. It's not on the far lane. 52
bot
more
are
seconds until it happens, and Oheb is going to look to seal the deal. That Winds of Nature 10, 0, and 2. Max stack 690 for his passive. He is undeniably the Terminator. He is destructive.
10,000
Full items at
9,000
fully stacked at 12.
9,000
What do you do? You gotta start questioning yourself right now. How do you deal with him?
They gotta catch him off somehow. And even then, the Purify is such good insurance policy. And if not that, they've got JP, right? He's paying premiums on this insurance to make sure that he survives. He's got so much peel on his side. Sanford refusing to make too many mistakes and even initiating for the sake of buying space. Look at that damage dealt. Oheb right at the top. Stormy is trying his best, but that Genius one came up so late.
Lethal Wanderer take 2. You want to get
उसके बाद खतरे खेला है यार
any space for SRGOG. Yums with a shot for Sanford, just chasing it now as Carl goes
Man
to the
त्यस्तै लाग्यो यार
wheels.
सर
Circling Eagle, that's Gajiku no over. Damage from Innocent now as Oheb gets engaged already as the Wind of Nature. The Crab will fall to Oheb.
ओए Wind of Nature खतरा यार ओए यार ओहे
Headshot after headshot after headshot for the Filipino sniper.
आर्लरले गर्न त खोजे हो यार त्यहाँ Wind of Nature हान्दै
Perfect score. Unbelievable performance coming in from Team Liquid. And now Slimer Red Giants, they have to deal with the upcoming
यो कसरी देखाउँछ होला यार त्यो
Oh no.
त्यो एंगलमा
Maybe a last ditch effort, but he's got to make something happen. These Purifies need to come out. We know that Oheb doesn't have a Winds of Nature. Can Innocent pull it off?
Sanford walking up again. Good feathered airstrike. Team Liquid still have the Lord. That'll be spawning right.
Lord को वेब को रिवर्स चला
This is yet another siege for TL where SRG can defy the odds one more time. Feathered airstrike should be back up. They have a Moss stop. They have wave clear. Cram. He's going to need to crazy stuff on that Arlet damage.
Insurmountable wave. Pressure. You can feel Team Liquid building up like a tsunami, and the charge
त्यही भएर
begins.
पुरै खतरा प्रेसरमा खेल्ला छ नि
They've got the Lord on their side.
अनि प्रेसर दिएर खेल्ला छ कस्तो पुस हान्न छ अघि यसरी पुस यति साह्रो पुस चाहिँ दिइरहेको थिएन अघि त फाइट मात्र लिइरहेको थियो नि अहिले त पुस यस्तो दिइरहेको थियो पुस प्रेसर कहाँ छिरेर हान्न छ त्यही पनि हेर्नु न ओए यार ओहे मोस्कोप ओए मोस्कोप ओए ओए ल ओए हार्लट ओए 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 के होला जस्तो है खतरा ओए गेम लम्बिन्छ क्या हो लम्बिँदैन त्यसलाई हान्दे ल लम्बिँदैन ल सक्यो जित्यो सर आम्बो जिजी 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 दिन्छ नि यार
The defending champions, and now they rise into the glory of completing the crown that have eluded them at the Esports World Cup.
Every step of the way. Domination from the cavalry. They've only dropped 3 games in total this entire tournament.
Dreams fulfilled for SRG, making it to the grand finals against a team like this.
नत्र सुविधा पाउँदैन होला
A phenomenal performance, the cherry on top to complete the last missing piece in the trophy cabinet, the only one that they had been
Sanford ने biceps दिया था यार.
for the longest time that they had.
Sanford ने biceps दिया था sir.
MSC 2023 losing to Onyx ID in the semifinals. MSC 2024 as the champions of the Philippines, coming in strong again, but falling short now. They have done it now. It all falls into place.
They switch one legend for another, and now it is complete. They have 100%ed
बधाई छ बधाई छ.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello?
watching from around the world,
हजुर.
this is the crowning
छे.
Team
हाँ?
Liquid have done it. They've
Done
made
it,
it to this moment, and now it just comes down to this final lift.
ल है उचाल्ला है उचाल्ला है. ए कस्तो ए एकछिन कति हतार हो कति हतार. आम्बो क्यामेरा एंगलै मिलेको छैन उचाल्न हतार भइसक्यो यार. यहाँ मलाई खातमा मलाई बुट क्याम्पमा निन्द्रा लाग्छ यहाँ निन्द्रा लाग्न छोड्यो भनेर भने होला. होला त.
Team Liquid has proven that nothing is granted. Everything is earned. Once again, congratulations. Team Liquid is your MSC and EWC 2025 Grand Champions. Guys, an amazing journey into that. Come easy. Come here, halika dito. How are you feeling?
$1 million होला.
Finally complete trophy cabinet. Kompleto na silang lahat.
Sobrang saya ko lang po talaga ngayon. Talagang hindi ko ma-explain yung feeling, pero kakaiba to sa mga past tournaments.
He said he honestly cannot fathom how he feels right now. He's insanely happy and feeling very much different from Carl. I have a question for you.
आज खतरा सुत्ने होला यार यिनीहरु त दारु सारु हानेर.
That winning MSC this year will officially
उतानबाट मासु भातल्याम किल्ल्याम हानेर सुत्ने होला.
Legends bang bang. And now that you have
ल कार्डीजीको फेस आउने भएन?
Are you now the face of Mobile Legends?
कार्डीजीको फेस आउने भएन?
Yes. And there you guys have it. The GOAT. It is Carl.
कार्डीजीको फेस आउने भएन सरहरु?
An amazing best of
अब मोबाइल लेजेन्ड्सको त्यो प्रोफाइलमा
will not be complete without another trophy. So let's call on my co-host Milosh.
Hello, Rose.
Hello.
It's been a while.
पहिला
What
काइरी
an incredible matchup we just had, but we have one more trophy to deliver. Our Sony Finals MVP. Do we have an idea of who it will
काइरी
be? Do you guys have any idea?
त्यो काइरी तर फिलिपिनबाटै खेल्न पर्ने किन इन्डोमा गएको यार?
The crowd is chanted. The decision's been made.
तर मलाई अनेस्टली भन्नु पर्दा इन्डोमा उ त्यो सीडब्ल्यूहरु थियो नि इनहरु हुँदा चाहिँ दामी थियो के गेम.
Our Sony Finals MVP.
सीडब्ल्यू छ र छैन जस्तो लाग्यो.
Here you go. You deserve it, my friend. Congratulations.
स्ट्यानफोर्ड त हो यार. यो डिजर्भिङ प्लेयरै हो क्या यार एमबीबी चाहिँ. यो डिजर्भिङ प्लेयरै हो यार.
Baby 40 back in the day. You're not a baby anymore.
स्ट्यानफोर्ड रे यार.
To that evolution over time.
Well, I owe it to my teammates, and thanks to them, I've grown a strong fighter. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone.
And look, let's count together how many things you've won so far. You've won M Series, right? You've won MSC and MVP. You've won MPLPH. What is there still left for you to? What's your next?
Just repeat it again.
Repeat it again. One more time, your MVP, your Sony Finals MVP, Sanford. And again, please give it up for your MSC 25 champions. It's Team Liquid.
However, guys, the day is not quite over yet because, as you all know, that
Chauko त सबै स्किन भएछ नि सर
over at EWC, you will have the honor of picking 3 keys to be placed in your trophy. So, I'm pretty sure an internal decision has been made among the judges. Who wants to choose your 3 keys? Carl, come on up, come here. Alright, so official decision, okay? Which are the 3 keys that you want to be placed in your MSC trophy? Let's go! And there
let's see sir, let's see.
From Coach RC just now that he said he wants to give a message to everybody before we wrap this up. Coach?
लाउनै परेन नि सब सर
sa lahat ng Pilipinong sumusuporta sa amin.
ल सरहरु मनी निस्के है ल बाइ बाइ कसले फोन गर्यो खाना खानलाई फोन गरेर I need a phone. Bye bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share and subscribe if you're new here. See you in my another live video. Bye bye.
Salamat po sa lahat na sumuporta. Ito na, iuwi na namin yung MSC sa Pilipinas.